minute restrictions,
Thursday
right?
you go, who'd you say, Brooklyn. Friday you go LAC, the Clippers.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
And then Sunday you go OKC.
Yep.
So Dover
I
had
was
heard.
told, yeah. Thursday's a little dabble. Friday's a shutdown. Thursday's a go. Or Sunday's a go.
Yes, I like that. And that makes total sense. Because some of the stuff that I'm seeing with him pregame, like, is how he normally looks when I watch him in pregame. So I'm not too worried about it. I can't believe the Nuggets treaded water the way that they did without him.
Oh, they were walking on water, Z. I mean, they were walking on water. They had 4 of their 5 starters out for majority of the games. They come back, and then you have some of the other stars that are in, and then they're out. Like Christian Brown was in for 2 games, and then all of a sudden, non-existent. Then you have AG that comes back and then tweaks itself, and yet they're still figuring out and finding ways to win.
Well, how about the fact that the basketball god's looking out a little bit, postpone that game? Like, hey,
Yeah.
why don't we make that one up when he's back?
No, for sure. I think that was a meaningful assist. If you want to go with the basketball gods, like this, Peyton Watson's got an ankle. Jamal Murray, he's always got something. But it's a handful of
That
guys.
was Zach, not me, guys.
This
Wow,
time,
you guys
this time.
body switch there.
Don't worry. Josh is coming later.
I'll get something in.
Man, you just to switch gears real quick. How'd you wake up? Did you guys feel better, or is it similar to yesterday?
I was better today. I was better today
Until Stokes said, take it easy on Jarrett Stidham. And I was like, F that.
Yeah.
Guy cost him the Super Bowl. You kidding me? He did a
Calm
chest
down,
pass.
Steve.
He did a chest pass.
Yeah, the
Stoke
chest pass
got
was
He
him
did 2
fired up
chest
right as he
passes.
walked
I'm
out.
never going to defend that. I've seen a little bit on social networking of like, you were too hard on Jarrett Stidham. No, I'm not. You're a quarterback. You cost your team a chance at the Super Bowl. That's on Jarrett Stidham. It's on Sean Payton for a terrible game plan. It's on Jarrett Stidham for stupid chest passes.
Well, I'll say this. I thought I would wake up feeling a little bit better.
Are you not better?
No, honestly, I'm not.
It takes us some time to regroup. We had an argument when it was the Stars versus Avs. The Stars ended up whooping our ass.
Yeah.
Came in the next
They
day.
whooped their ass. They lost in third period of Game 7.
Well, here we go. A loss is a loss.
It's like the opposite.
Yeah.
Like
Nico did some ass moving.
Yeah, there you go. A hat trick.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Phil was ready to move on that Tuesday. They lost on a Sunday. He's like, dude, I'm over. I'm ready for next season. I'm like, hold on, I can't. I think the Broncos were the better team.
They were, yeah.
I think the Broncos were
They
the better
were.
team.
Yep.
And
I will say, like, hearing George, and I highlighted the word. George Payton said, we're going to be aggressive. And he said, we have to be aggressive based on what else is going on. Honestly, Sean did what Sean does up there, but, like, hearing George say that, like, we're going to be aggressive, and knowing what they have in front of them, that helped me feel a lot better today.
No, and I've been saying the sentence, the Broncos are just getting started, and I believe that. But, like, there is something to be said for the landscape that they had, And here's the thing that's stuck in my craw. The 4th and 1. The 4th and 1 that we talked, exhausted the conversation yesterday. I have heard repeatedly, well, the analytics. The analytics. I think Stink went on Rich Eisen's show and said, he was asked about it. He's like, I hate the analytics. The nerds, right?
Yeah.
Here's where my morning got ruined today. Because I'm reading your co-host from Orange and Blue, and I'm pointing at Cecil Lammy.
Mace.
Andrew Mason. And he has an embedded tweet from an analytical handle that this was a very rare instance of a 4th down controversial call where the old school football and analytics actually both agree. The analytics said kick it.
Take the points.
The analytics did not say go for it. And I know that is commonplace in today's landscape where analytics a lot of times will tell you to go for it. In this case, it was a controversial 4th down call where the old school football mentality and the analytics sync up.
Wow.
And that bothers me even more because there couldn't have been someone in Sean's ear saying, and we know they changed the play call and he called the time, but it wasn't like, hey, real quick, analytics say kick, go for it. Like that didn't happen. So it kind of like pours a little bit of vinegar in that wound. And then when you read the Seth Wickersham article from ESPN.com, and Seth is embedded in Dove Valley, and he's watching Sean Payton watch the Bears game.
And what he said to him.
And he says they need to kick the field goal.
He says, actually goes,
Coaches,
what's with these coaches?
Yeah, what's with these coaches who go for it too much on 4th down.
And that's my question still to this day is why are these coaches so damn aggressive all of a sudden?
He needed to listen to himself. This is him having run it on his play sheet and not running it. This is him on the record with a reporter saying, I can't believe these coaches they go for it too much, they don't kick it. And then he's there after the game, downtrodden and dejected and silent. And the thing that breaks the silence is him saying, that fourth down.
He regrets it.
Of course he does.
Jay is
Of
still
course he
talking
does.
about that. We had discussed Bo Nix looking at that monitor when he's on a scooter and just shaking his head, watching Drake May get that trophy. So Dover asked me, like, man, how is this going to motivate Bo? And how's it going to motivate Sean? And I said merely this. Sean Payton is 10-10 in the postseason.
Yeah.
Why didn't he learn already? Bo will learn, and Bo will be better because that will motivate him. But Sean Payton, you've been here. You've done that. You should have already been plenty of motivated. Like, Bo's going to take more from this loss. He didn't even play than Sean will. It's proven.
Man, it's really stuck in my craw, fellas, that he's talking to himself before the game. Why don't these coaches just take the points? And you're in that spot, and the analytics frown on the decision you made. It somehow made it worse.
Well, to me, like the decision was a bad decision. But I think what really irks my nerve is like, dude, you just didn't run the ball. You didn't hand the ball off and get stuffed.
You're saying the play call itself.
Yeah, the play call itself with Drew Brees.
Well, he said that. He said
just
it.
You
guys,
the ball.
We played it today.
I know. I heard it. When he says, "Man, I'm upset at myself because of the play call."
He's not saying decision.
No,
and his play was crap, but he doesn't regret the decision. He regrets what he called.
Right, but I think both are wrong-headed, to steal one of your phrases, Cecil. You take the points, you go up 2 possessions at home. The Patriots had been down 2 possessions in 3 games this year total. 3 games total, and they lost 2 of the 3.
Damn.
That would have been an incredibly unfamiliar feeling. Did you know that 2/3 out of every road debut in NFL history for a quarterback, 2 out of every 3 lose? Joe Montana, Drew Brees, Kurt Warner, like they lose. These young quarterbacks, when they first go on the road, they lose. Peyton Manning, they lose.
It's hard.
And so you were in a position to go up 2, and I'm not going to be all fiery. I'm not. This is happening naturally because I'm getting upset again because you have all this stuff that like we're laying out here, and none of it made sense to pass it with your backup quarterback who hadn't thrown a pass.
Is that why you asked?
Go on to go 9-0 on the road, right? Undefeated on the road because of a bad decision. First team.
Is that why you asked how I was feeling so you could rip that scab off here in the first segment?
No. Oh my gosh, like the more information that I'm gathering on the decision. I'm in the stands in section 129 saying, what are you doing in the moment?
Yeah.
But now I have I have a bunch of information relating to the decision, and it doesn't make me feel better about it. So, okay, what did we make of that season-ending press conference? We'll talk about it next.
The Broncos' offense fell flat in the snow, and Denver lost to the Patriots in the conference championship. As the magical season comes to a close, did Sean Payton prove his team is for real? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Your air duct cleaning experts, Ductworks.
Hey guys, feeling cooped up this winter? Mark Schlereth here. You know these Colorado nights can get freezing cold with your furnace running non-stop just to keep things cozy. But here's the thing. While your heating system is working overtime, it's also blowing dust, dirt, and debris through your air ducts and straight into the air you breathe. That's where Ductworks comes in. Your trusted air duct cleaning experts. Using a powerful combination of scraping and vacuuming technology, the Ductworks team clears out years of buildup, grime, and other gunk hiding in your ductwork. The results? Cleaner, fresher air, better energy efficiency, and a healthier home or office for you and your family. Don't wait until spring. Breathe easier now with top-rated service from Ductworks. Call them at 303-425-0985 or visit them online today at ductworks.com for a free residential or commercial estimate.
303-425-0985.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you. At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. We have the nation's lowest prices on the best equipment money can buy. We carry true treadmills. They are the smoothest, quietest, and best warranted treadmills ever built for the home. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose, from the safety and comfort of your own home. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Still haven't filed your taxes? You're not alone, but the longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties, interest, letters, none of it goes away on its own. At Advanced Tax Solutions, resolving IRS problems is all they do. Whether you're a year behind or 10, their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, stop the stress, and help you get back on track. Don't let another day slip by. A quick call could mean a quick resolution. Contact my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions today and take control of your tax situation before the IRS does.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on most beds with base. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store today.
Finding excuses to not do your taxes? Unsure where to start? Sounds like you may be suffering from FOMO, the fear of messing up. The cure? Filing your federal and state taxes for free using TurboTax on Credit Karma. All you have to do is start and finish filing on your own in the Credit Karma app by February 28th. Just keep in mind, this offer is available only if you didn't file with TurboTax last year. It's time to break free from your fear of messing up. Start filing for free today in the Credit Karma app.
Hey guys, Mark Schlereth here for my friends at Cutarelli Vision. I wore glasses for a long time, but when I started needing reading glasses to see menus, text, read stats, to see my computer, I decided to go to Dr. Cutarelli at Cutarelli Vision for refractive lens exchange. It was a game changer for me, and it could be for you too. Join Dr. Cutarelli for his live webinar tomorrow at noon to learn about refractive lens exchange from Cutarelli Vision. This free webinar is the perfect opportunity to meet Dr. Cutarelli and have him answer all your questions about RLE, like what is refractive lens exchange? How is it different from LASIK or EVO ICL? Why can't you develop a cataract after RLE? Cutarelli Vision is Colorado's most experienced with over 90,000 vision correction procedures. He can tell you when it's your right time for RLE, like he did me. So register for the webinar at coloradorle.com. It's tomorrow at noon. coloradorle.com.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
Off and rolling. Here on a Tuesday, January 27th, the day after the initial reaction. And, man, what up, Phil?
What's going on? Woo! Another day. It's Tuesday. I thought it was Wednesday, man. I'm still in a little slump after seeing the Denver Broncos not take advantage of their opportunity. And damn, man, we could have been in the Super Bowl. Yeah, I keep saying that, and it's not for us. I'm talking about like Broncos country. I'm talking about the Denver Broncos.
Of course,
Sean Payton being that coach that has an opportunity to be the only coach to win a Super Bowl on 2 different teams. I mean, there's a lot riding on that game, and we didn't get it done. Denver Broncos did not get it done.
No, and just I would be not being myself authentically if I came in here today and was like, you know what? It's a new day. I'm feeling good. Like I'm not. And I mentioned Goldilocks yesterday. The Patriots are sleeping in the Broncos' bed. The Patriots are eating the Broncos' porridge. The Patriots are rocking in the Broncos' chair. And the game was 10-7, Phil. The Broncos didn't have their starting quarterback.
Defense played out of their mind.
The snow version of a flash flood happens in the second half. You're missing your starting quarterback and your leading rusher with a chance to go to the Super Bowl. I'm still sick. I'm still sick. And when I read that, not to just freaking repeat myself what I just said during the crosstalk, but when I read that the analytics said kick it as well, and then, I don't know if that Seth Wickersham article was out yesterday by the time we came on the air. I really don't know.
Yeah,
I really don't know.
I'm not sure.
But I didn't read it before yesterday's show. And then you hear the anecdote from Seth Wickersham, who's a fantastic, and he's got a great relationship with Sean because he was with Sean after the Bills loss last year. He was in the locker room with them. And so there's obviously a relationship there. He gives them incredible access, but he's watching the Bears go for it instead of kicking it and shaking his head saying, man, these coaches, why don't coaches go for 3 anymore? And
then you do the exact thing.
Literally. And so that anecdote, that specific story relating to a similar situation and him basically talking to his future self combined with me learning that the analytics said kick it as well, it's like being kicked when you're down.
I wonder if Sean's going to look at this and say, you know what? I may need help with things like this, where somebody's in my ear, because there's a lot going on as a head coach. You're trying to figure out what's going to happen, the next play, defensively, what's going on, the personnel grouping, because Sean's not just a head coach. Like you said yesterday, not just the CEO. He's an offensive coordinator as well. So he's trying to figure out who's in, who's out. Is Jaleel in at running back? Is RJ? Like, that's a lot of work to do. On top of that, game management.
Yes.
And
that's what that was.
It was definitely game management.
And I know I emphasized this yesterday, but Sean Payton, the play caller, made that decision to go for it, not the CEO. Not the CEO. The CEO was in his office watching the Bears game saying, man, I don't know why these coaches don't take the points. That's what the CEO thought. The play caller said, I can do this, even though I have my backup quarterback. So I just, man, it stings. It stings. It was right there. This was not some blowout. The Patriots, I guess I will freaking repeat myself from the crosstalk. The freaking Patriots were down 2 possessions 3 total times. It was that. Now, that's not the case with the Broncos. Broncos were down like that a lot.
And came back and won those games.
It was a familiarity with that.
Yeah.
That wasn't the case with the Patriots. They had only felt like that 3 times, and in 2 of the 3 games, they lost those. 2 out of every 3 rookie quarterback, or not rookie quarterback, but 2 out of every 3 quarterback making their road debut, they lose. It's
just tough to win on the road in a playoff game, a playoff atmosphere. Like, it's a fact. And now you have Drake May in his first. Now, although he wasn't a rookie, okay, he's in year 2. It was his first time being in that situation. Like, how intense it can be. And you had him on the ropes because it was going to be a slog anyway because of the weather. The defense was playing well. The Patriots defense was playing well. We had our backup quarterback. You have to take the points, man. You have to take the points. Now, I've asked a couple of the players in the locker room, like, hey, man, like, how'd you guys feel about that? How'd you feel about it? And they had a couple, some time to process. And they're like, of course, we would have loved to take the points. But also, we trusted our coach. In that moment,
sure,
you're out there.
I get that.
You're getting that play call. You're like, you know what? Let's go out there and execute. We trust what he's doing. We know what he want to do. We know what has to happen if we're going to beat the Patriots. And I think that all of them were on board. Like, of course, you look back at it and you're like, damn, we take the points. But in the heat of the moment, you're like, let's just execute.
Yeah,
screw it. Just execute the play, move the ball, and try to score a touchdown.
Man, I can't decide which heads or tails of the 2 newer things that I discovered today bothers me more. That the analytics said kick it as well, or that Sean Payton in that article from ESPN, you give him all that access, and now we learn what your thought process was coming in, and after the game, dejected, breaking a moment of silence that could have been, likely was just deafening as he sits there in his office with Seth Wickersham saying that 4th down.
Z, it has to be that. It has to be that situation because he's sitting there telling somebody that, man, you have to take the points.
Right.
You have to take the points and shaking your head like these young coaches, they're never going to learn. But you're an old head.
Right.
And yet you still haven't learned. Now, analytics, it can help you. It can hurt you. Like, it's a gut feeling at times. And Sean, sometimes he'll go with the analytics, and sometimes he goes with his gut. But when you know that this makes sense just to take the points because you have a backup quarterback, because you have a chance to get easy points, because you're in the playoff game, one game away from the Super Bowl, you take those points to reward your defense that has done a great job up to that point and actually did a great job throughout that whole entire game.
Man, oh, man.
Man.
Teams with quarterbacks in their first postseason road start, 59 wins, 119 losses. And it's some of the greatest who have ever played. It didn't matter. Peyton Manning, Kurt Warner, Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana, Steve Young, Drew Brees. They lose, and I just. All right. Well, obviously we can't just do yesterday's show.
No.
So but with new. We often say with new information can come new opinions. In this case, new information hardens me in my already had opinion. And it just
makes it a little bit more muddier.
It does.
Why, Sean? Why?
Gosh. Okay. Did you watch the press conference today?
I did. Greg, Sean.
Yeah. What did you think?
I think for Sean, he did a lot of rambling and talking about a lot of it had to do with injuries and, giving everybody their shout outs. And then, of course, he knows that he regrets what he did.
Yeah.
And I think it's really eating at him. Because he truly had an opportunity of a lifetime. Like, you called your shot before the season started to go to a Super Bowl. You're almost so close to that damn Super Bowl.
Yep.
You end up losing by 3 points. You don't do what you just got done talking about by taking the points. And I think he's looking at it like, damn, like I was selfish to all these players that played their ass off for me, that trusted me. I painted this picture and they believed in it. And I didn't do my part. So I think that was the biggest thing I got out of the press conference, along with a couple other things, was just the regret of the play call. Now, of course, the decision to go for it is kind of murky. Like, does he really regret that? But it's the play call that's really eating at him.
Yeah, that's what he talked about earlier today.
I don't know which is the greater regret. The decision is certainly the play call. Back in the good old days, you used to be able to get a measurement. And there was something about a measurement that did two things. I knew he was short, and when you look at the film, he was actually a little shorter than they marked it. But it also buys you time to think of the call you want. So we used the timeout. I think probably what irks me more is the call more than the decision. It's still early in the game now, and we knew there was going to be flurries. Well, we have a new feel for flurries here, or what can change at the base end of a mountain. But that. There are those moments where that you wish you had back.
Can't change it.
No. Oh no.
Can't change it. Like so many other things in life, you make a decision, you have to live with it. And when you're on that type of stage and so many people are invested in your success, he's not the only one that has to live with it. We all do. So, we're going to go back to the press conference at the top of the hour and really comb through some of this really interesting pieces of audio that can be illuminating about what happened on Sunday, but also looking forward and starting to look ahead to maybe even greener pastures beyond the AFC Championship game. So we will definitely do that. The Broncos are at a fork in the road when it comes to one hot topic member of this offense, and we'll talk about it next.
Jarrett Stidham came out on fire, but ultimately couldn't overcome the Patriots defense. With bad weather and no run game, did Denver's offensive inconsistency finally catch up to them? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? Zach here on behalf of my friends at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, talking to you men out there about erectile dysfunction. Now, before you go squirming in your seat or changing the channel, guys, ED is a medical condition. Understand that, okay? And like most other medical conditions, it's treatable. And I'm talking about treatments with success rates well over 90% at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. All right, so a lot of this, most times, guys, it's a choice. You need to understand that as well. They've served the Front Range of Colorado for nearly a decade. They've successfully treated tens of thousands of men just like you. So I hate to break it to you, you're not that special. ED is actually pretty common. So schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic. The initial visit is just $99. That includes a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, a T and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. It's real simple. If the test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit's free. So what do you have to lose? Stop living with ED. Call Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic at 720-440-7900 or visit them online at RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have leaf filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/deal to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
To get this special radio offer, go to leaffilter.com/deal for your free gutter inspection today and get up to 30% off. That's leaffilter.com/deal for up to 30% off. leaffilter.com/deal. See representative for warranty details.
Think for a moment of the people who have genuinely impressed you in deep and meaningful ways. What makes these people so powerful, yet so stunningly humble? My name is Glenn Jammeron. I'm president of Alpine Bank, member FDIC. Those who've had the greatest positive impact on your life are those who are inspired by truth. People rooted in their own truth stand firm, even in the most difficult and challenging situations. Their integrity and kindness shine like a beacon. Just being around them energizes and inspires. In today's world, associating with others who believe in integrity has never been more important. It's a commitment. Makes sense to Alpine Bank. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
Hey guys, your boy Mark Schlereth here for my friends at Xfinity. Now, when Team USA is on, you can almost see the moment when the kid starts believing, hey, I could be next. Now, while Xfinity can't guarantee that, they can guarantee something super important. That's your internet price won't change for 5 years. No contracts, no commitments. So, while your kid's ordering online or streaming highlight reels, your Xfinity internet price won't change. It will not budge. And who knows, by the time the next Winter Olympics roll around, your kid could be getting fitted for their very own Team USA uniform. And guess what? You'll be paying the same price for reliable Wi-Fi. And there's even more to enjoy with Xfinity Gold Medal Celebration. Now through February 22nd, get our best price on gig Wi-Fi for 5 years guaranteed, just $50 a month. Plus, get Peacock Premium included for 10 years. That's a $10.99 value each month. Xfinity, imagine that. Proud partner of Team USA. Restrictions applies. Requires paperless billing and auto-paid with stored bank account. Taxes, fees, extras. Actual speeds may vary.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
Looking to upgrade your kitchen, laundry room, or outdoor cooking area? Look no further than Mountain High Appliance. I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance. We have hundreds of appliances hooked up live for a true try-before-you-buy experience, plus professional delivery and installation. Our price match guarantee ensures you receive the best deal, and special financing options make your purchase affordable. When it's time for new appliances, think Mountain High Appliance.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
It's time to take care of you. Who better to help you do that than the top voices in well-being on Audible? Sign up for a 30-day trial at audible.com/wellbeing.
You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
the Broncos may not be over one relationship here in Denver at a bit of a fork in the road here.
They let the liquor talk.
Well, you know, and I really don't know, and no one does, what level of seriousness the following conversation is being had with over at Dove Valley. Okay? And I'm talking about J.K. Dobbins. And I knew that Dobbins was going to be a super hot topic as soon as the season was over.
Of course.
Because
running backs matter, Z.
Running backs
matter. We're
they do
back in
matter.
Action.
They are kind of back. Running backs are back.
We're back.
Oh, my gosh, we're back. Where you at, Ellinger?
Come on, Sammy.
We're back. Well, the Dobbins conversation.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. I think Dobbins, in the 10 games he was in Denver, was fantastic, like A+. He was a literal top 5 running back when he was healthy. And I would say, and I'm curious your thought on this, I actually thought the Broncos got a proper return on their investment from Dobbins, even though he missed almost half the season because of what he was signed up for initially.
Yeah, I get you, and I understand, like, hey, less money for J.K. Nobody expected J.K. to do the things that he did this year with only 10 games, was a top 5 running back. But you're looking for a veteran like that for the playoffs, for the Super Bowl. I think that's where they were like, hey, we have a young running back in R.J. Harvey that we really like, but we know that he needs a vet. We know we need to be able to lean on somebody else. Well, that was J.K. J.K. wasn't available.
I disagree. I actually disagree with this in a sense where I think their plan was Harvey. And then it revealed itself in the first couple games. You remember the first game? I should pull it up here. I think they got the exact same amount of carries, didn't they? I think it was like almost like 1 for 1. It was damn close. I'll get it here in 10 seconds. But it was one of these things where I think in their heads, their vision was R.J. Harvey is going to carry the load, but Dobbins did have more carries than.
See, I think their vision was Dobbins to carry the load early. And this is usually what happens when you draft a young running back and you have a vet there. The vet's going to take majority of the carries early because it's a long season. By week 7, say 6, 7, maybe 8, you start to wing off of like babying that rookie running back, and now you start giving him more carries. If they're doing well with those carries, well, that's your vision, right? That's why you drafted him. You're going to start giving him more carries than you would that vet. I think I'm with you. I think that their ideal thing was, hey, let's let JK, because we know that he's injury prone, although he doesn't want to say it, like we know that he hasn't been able to last a whole season.
Ever.
Let him go first. All right, let's let R.J. Harvey kind of brew and bake behind the scenes, and then when he's ready, he'll replace JK, and we'll go from there.
Well, RJ, and we were, I remember talking about this pretty early in the season. So that, like this RJ, he's a weapon, but he is not a starting caliber. You
just don't feel it. Man.
Nope.
The explosiveness, the vision.
Nope.
All right,
definitely not the vision.
Any given snap, he could go for a 50-yard touchdown. Like, that's not R.J. Harvey. He's a build-up running back. Big. He will run hard. He will pop one every now and then. But a guy like J.K. is just different. The vision's on display. All right, he's going to get 4 or 5 yards. He's explosive. He's a vet, so he kind of has been there before, and you could just tell he was comfortable being in that backfield, comfortable doing his part. And his part was, hey, we're going to average 5 yards a carry, and we're going to move the chains. I'm going to get 70 yards no matter what, and it's going to be on less carries.
Well, it was remarkable to watch Dobbins in the way that he saw things at the line of scrimmage and then see someone like R.J. Harvey and his slower processing speed, seeing these holes. Do you think that's something that, like, do you naturally have that? Like, because, I've always believed, like, every year a rookie comes in the league and is a 1,000-yard running back, whether it's Phillip Lindsay or Saquon Barkley.
If you have it, you have it.
And Sean agrees with me. He says, you look at NFL history, because I asked him about it in the summer, and he's like, it doesn't take long to find out with a running back.
You either have the vision or you don't. You either have the explosiveness or you don't. You don't just like one day say, okay, I'm going to get more explosive. Like, you're already getting older. You're playing the best football of your life. You're 22, 23 years old. It's only going to go down from there because you're going to get more hits. All right, things are just going to be tougher for you because it's the league. So for someone like JK has something unique. JK has something that nobody else may have. There's a couple runbacks that have it, and that is the vision. To be able to see a play before it even develops. To be able to see what that linebacker is going to do before he even knows what he's going to do. And that's why he's had success, because he's beaten these defenses to the punch. On top of that, he does have the patience back there. He does understand. That's something that RJ can develop over time, is patience. That part of slow to fast through. But this is what separates good running backs, is being instinctive, being able to have the vision plus the power, the explosiveness, but be able to use your tools like your stiff arm and the spin move. Like, that is just who you are. And JK is a special running back when healthy.
Well, no, you're right. He's a proven concept when he is available. He's just, it's the story of his career. Guy's top 5 in the NFL in yards per carry since he came into the league. But he can't complete the job.
Don't tell him that.
Do not
tell him that. He's going to let you know he is not hurt prone.
Well, he can say whatever he wants, Phil. He's drawing from whatever he's drawing from, and I'm drawing from the facts. So, would you bring Dobbins back?
I went back and forth on this, Z. No. There's a couple other young running backs that are going to be in the free agent. Let's say Breece Hall, because he comes to my mind and you really like him. He's younger, okay, doesn't have as many injuries as someone like J.K. Dobbins. He's going to bring something else to the table, just like J.K. with the explosiveness. He's a veteran-savvy guy. So J.K. did a good job here. But because of the injury history, in knowing that this man is going to probably want more money than we're willing to offer him because of what he did for the last 10 games. We need a running back
about that. Because check this out. He had 900 last year.
Yeah.
And he was available until July 10th.
So you don't think
he didn't go for 900 this year?
But also is how it looks. Like, look what that man did in 10 games.
He was
even
even better.
Went for 1,000 yards in 10 games.
He went for almost 1,000 yards the previous year.
So you don't think somebody's going to want to offer him like $4 million? Let's just say $4 million, because it's not going to be a 3-year, $25 million contract.
No.
You're getting older. I want to say
what
JK's in his 5th or 6th year.
I think it's his 6th year, I want to say. Yeah, because he came in 2020.
Yeah, you're getting older, so nobody's just going to sit there and fork up a $25, $30 million contract to a running back that can't stay healthy.
No, and he's 27.
Okay, 27.
He's 27 years
there
old.
You go.
So here's what I think is going to happen. He's not going to be in the free agency conversation. Okay. The draft is going to happen, and then I think for 2 years in a row, any team in the NFL can have J.K. Dobbins. That's what I think the landscape for him is going to be, and I think it's going to be almost the same contract he got here, according to SpotRack.com, which is a sports finance like finance site. Now this isn't science, because I forget who we were talking about last year with its market value, and it was way different than it actually.
Was it Keenan Allen or was it? I think Devontae Adams.
Keenan Allen.
Cooper Kupp. I think it was one. It was one of the receivers.
I think we looked at their market value with all those guys, but I think the one with Keenan Allen stuck out because it was like an eye-popping number where it was like, whoa. According to SpotRack.com, a rough estimate of his market value is 2 years, $5 million.
He's not going for that.
But he doesn't have. He might not have a choice.
Well, if he's going to make 2 years, $5 million, my guessing is he's going to go somewhere else.
I agree.
Because to him, it's like, I just did all this work. You guys got to see what it feels like with me not being in there. If the Denver Broncos decide to make R.J. Harvey the running back 1 and don't draft another running back, all right, it might be bad for you guys. So you need to pay me a little bit more than $5 million. Maybe it's 2 for $7. I don't know. I don't know what he's asking for. He knows
he's not getting 2 for $7. I don't think he's getting any 2. I don't think he's getting any 2.
You just said that like they got their bang for their buck.
They did.
So why not 2 for $7? Like, you know what he can do when he's healthy.
I think his contract years starts with a 1, not a 2. I don't think anyone is bringing Dobbins in on a multi-year deal, or you could fake it.
Yeah, exactly.
Just
you
cut
can
him
do the 2 years,
yeah.
and you can make it top heavy.
Yeah, but if he played more games last year and ran for more yards and signed a 1 year, $2.5 million, and then this year he plays less games and runs for less yards, I don't think his market's going to grow. I think you bring back J.K. Dobbins on a 1 year, $2.5 million deal that doesn't hurt anyone.
See, that sounds cute. That sounds cute, but you have to have J.K. willing to take that deal. I think everybody's going to give him that. Everybody is going to give him that deal.
Okay.
I have
pushback. I have pushback, and you'll get it next.
Sean Payton said he couldn't coach scared this week, and he certainly followed through. But did his aggressive mindset cost the Broncos a shot at the Super Bowl? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
What's going on, everybody? When you're dealing with joint pain, you don't want just guesswork. You want a real plan, and that's why I send people to RegenRx in Denver. Their professionalism is on another level, guys. The moment you walk in, they break everything down for you. Maybe it's the Wharton's jelly to support the joints. Maybe it's the shockwave therapy to wake the blood flow back up. Whatever your situation is, they're going to sit you down and map it out step by step. And they don't just treat you once and disappear. No. At RegenRx, they even build a 6-month booster to help you keep your results feeling strong. That's how you know they're serious about your long-term performance. But here's the part that everybody loves the most. The consultation is completely free. You heard me, it's free. No risk, no commitment, just real answers. If you're dealing with degenerative joints or pain that's slowing you down, this is your chance to see if their treatments can work for you. Look, if joint pain is stealing your explosiveness, your confidence, and your ability to keep up with your kids, stop pushing through it. Guys, your quality of life matters. You matter. So give RegenRx a call today at 303-630-9770 for your free consultation. Invest in your future self and let them know that Phillip Lindsay sent you.
Hey Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we'd love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hi, I'm Tom Shane. Since 1929, Shane Company has helped millions of customers find their dream engagement ring. I still hand-select every ruby and sapphire center stone, choosing each one for its unique color and life. We're proud to offer the widest selection of beautiful colored gemstones for your engagement ring and fine jewelry, because a friend wants you to have nothing but the best. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
When your check engine light comes on, do you see a repair bill, or do you see peace of mind? For 20 years, CarShield's been the name America trusts to help keep you on the road. While other companies stop covering you when your car gets older, CarShield offers protection plans up to 200,000 miles. With over $1 billion in claims paid, we don't just promise protection, we deliver it. Don't let a breakdown break your budget. Get the flexible month-to-month coverage you deserve. Go to carshield.com. That's carshield.com today.
As a social influencer, my days can be busy. 4 a.m., I hit the gym. 4:32, protein smoothie. 5:08, save time and money bundling my home and auto insurance with Progressive. Wait, if I bundle and save time, what would I do then? Just sit here and reflect? Like, why am I qualified to influence anyone? And how those weights are hollow? And half of my followers are bots?
You could save time and money bundling your home and auto when you switch to Progressive. It's one less thing to worry about during your already busy day. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Tune in Tuesday afternoons for Injury Insights with Zach Bai and Dr. Joseph Ramos to hear the latest injury news on your local teams and around the world of sports. Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better. Tune in to Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach Bai and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, just extending a conversation that we were just having. Rolling. Right through another segment here.
Sure, JK, this is what you're going to take. You're going to take a 2-year, actually, we'll make it 3-year, $800,000 contract. You better sign, buddy. You better sign.
Phil, have you ever heard the phrase, beggars can't be choosers?
I'll tell you what, he's going to have more people wanting him than you think.
Actually, beggars can be choosers. Because one time, I was on the road, and I was leaving here or coming here, and I was at like Hampton and I-25, and there's a dude out there begging for money, okay? And I have some loose change. I keep my loose change and put it in my car. Yeah. Then eventually I'll
quarters, dimes, pennies.
I'll bring it to the bank or a store, and I usually just do the store, take your old 25%, and
say the pennies. They don't make pennies.
Yeah, they're gonna be a relic here soon. But so I pull up, and the dude's begging for money. I'm like, okay, I actually have some change for him, and it might have been like 40 cents. Some pennies, some nickels, but you're begging for money, and I'm going to give you some of my money, even though it's not a lot. I handed him the change. He looked at it, turned around, and chucked it. And I was like, wow.
Like, damn.
When did beggars get bougie? You wanted more silver. You wanted a quarter in there. It wasn't a quarter in there. He took I told the story years ago. I was working with Stokely. Dude, he took a fistful of change and chucked it. Wasn't good enough. I'm like,
give me quarters. Give me $1.
I'm like, that's unbelievable. You're begging me for money. I'm giving you money. It's not enough. You chuck it.
Oh, so okay. What about JK? So are you going to be upset if the Denver Broncos offer him you said 2.5?
Yeah.
Okay, 2.5, and JK takes that 2.5 million and throws it back at him.
Phil,
I'll catch it.
2.6.
Okay,
2.6. 2.6. I'll meet you in the middle. 2.6.
That's cute, Coach. That's cute. I had incentives. I said touchdown incentives. You gave that to RJ.
right. Oh my gosh. Well, look, I think the market is the market. Whether you're talking about J.K. Dobbins services for the Denver Broncos or selling your house, you could have a house that's appraised at $600,000. Well, I want $1 million. Well, the market's the market. Chances that could someone come in and give you $1 million for that house? They could,
for sure.
But chances are they won't, because they can get a comparable house closer to the $600,000. And so,
but you know what? You can always take it off the market, eat it for a year, put it back on the market. Now you may not get $1 million. Maybe you'll get $800,000.
And that's the shame about being an NFL player. You can't take a year off. Take a year off, you have no market value. Yep. And so J.K. Dobbins is going to take a deal. The deal is going to be between $2 and $3 million. There's going to be incentives on it, okay? And J.K. Dobbins, here's the best part, Phil. J.K. Dobbins is going to take it.
Oh, here we go.
J.K. Dobbins is going to take it.
This is what you're going to do. You're going to eat your damn food.
Because
damn, is this your kid?
Because if you really need to sell your house or you really need to sign with a team, you're ultimately going to be not a victim, because this guy's going to get paid a couple $1 million to play a kid's game, but you're going to be beholden to the market value.
But here's the deal. If JK was smart with his money, he doesn't have to go and just take anything he wants to take. He can kind of look at the landscape and say, okay, like if I want to go to you guys, I will. But guess what? I'm not going to come to camp.
Oh,
you're gonna give me $3 million because I'm gonna look at RJ. Is that you guys a starter? Are you guys gonna give Breece Hall 3 for 40? Is that what you guys are gonna do? You guys are gonna be that aggressive when you can have someone like me, a top 5 running back, okay, that knows the system already, that can come in there and play right away for you? You mean to tell me you can't give me $5 or $6 million for what I did? And guess what,
Mr. Phillip Lindsay, do you really think that J.K. Dobbins is going to get $5 or $6 million?
Oh yeah.
Phillip, you're wrong.
One for 5. One for one year.
1 for 5.
1 year.
Hold on, Phil.
5.2 million.
Phil.
Okay, 5.2. $3 million guaranteed. That's getting ready to happen for that man.
No, it's not.
You want to know why? Because his presence was felt in the wrong way, right? When he was not there, we felt him sitting on the sideline in that game.
Sure.
The reason why the Denver Broncos were able to have the success, it wasn't just because Bo, because let's be real, at the beginning, Bo was struggling.
He was.
And who was he leaning on? What did we come in here and say? The identity of the offense right now is the run game, and specifically it's J.K. Dobbins.
Totally.
But yet we're going to sit here and say, hey, you're going to play for cheap now? We're going to use you up again and let R.J. Harvey get all the touchdowns? Oh, he's not flying with that anymore.
The market will be the market.
The market's
now,
cute,
if
though.
you think
because there's a lot of times you think the market is that, but somebody can overvalue that market. And say, hey, I really like that person. I respect him.
They could.
I'm gonna give you a little bit more.
No, they could, because it could have that person that they want your house specifically. They want your house specifically. Yeah. So even though the comps are $600,000, it's like, no, it's so important to me because I want to live right next to that school, right next to that neighbor. So I'll give you $1 million. So yes, it could just take one. I just don't think it's going to happen.
And the Denver Broncos aren't in cap hell.
Phil,
he knows that.
Phil, well, just listen to me. Last year he played in more games and ran for more yards. This year he played in less games with less yards. And you think his market value is going to go up year over year after he only validated his injury history?
All right, let's take it back to our profession right here now, right? Yep. Let's take it back to you.
Oh,
all right,
God.
As a radio host.
Oh, God.
Say you're kicking butt. All right.
Well, we're number one. We're number one.
You're one of the best to do it. Best I've ever been around or heard it ever.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, but it's just a fact. It's a fact. So you're out there doing your part, and then something happens where your little pretty voice goes out, so that we can't utilize you anymore. We end up getting to the radio Super Bowl or close to it. We end up not going because you decide you don't want to go or you can't go. And now you want to come back here, or they want you back, but they're like, hey, look, Z, you didn't go the whole year. We're willing to give you a little bit, but you're either going to take it or you're going to leave. You know what you're worth because you kick ass. Are you taking what they're going to give you if they lowball you?
I hate it when you localize it to me. Look. I smell a bet coming. I smell a bet coming. And I do think Dobbins should be back in Denver. I do.
I would love to see him back.
All right, we'll hear from Dobbins here shortly. Also, what was our biggest takeaways from today's season-ending press conference from George Payton and Sean Payton? We'll get to all of that next.
Support St. Jude Children's Research Hospital today for a chance to win 2 tickets to Super Bowl 60. One lucky winner and a guest can win 2 tickets to the big game, attend the exclusive Legends for Charity event, and a meet and greet with ESPN's Kirk Herbstreit, plus a 4-night hotel stay, round-trip airfare, and ride and share credit. Go to propeller.la/Super Bowl LX for more details. That's propeller.la/Super Bowl LX. No donation required for entry. See official rules on propeller.la for details. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach here. Why don't you lean in here? I got to tell you about something. One of the most unique spots that you can find anywhere, not just Colorado, guys. It's the Basketball Social House Bar and Grill in Centennial. This place has award-winning food and drinks. Guys, try the brunch, all right? I put my reputation on it. It's fantastic. But what really sets it apart is that it's the first of its kind sports bar and entertainment experience. Literally the only one in the world, and it's right here in Centennial. Guys, don't get it twisted. This place isn't just for hoopers. Even if you never touch a basketball, it's an awesome spot to eat, drink, hang out, and catch the game. But if you do want to play, you can book your own private basketball suite with a court, a lounge, with lounge seating, music, TVs, and more. Guys, it's perfect for parties, birthdays, or just flat out upgraded night out. It's also one of the best places in Colorado to watch big games with what might be the best happy hour in this great state every single day from 7 p.m. till close. You can find them at 7450 South University Boulevard in Centennial, or check them out online at thebasketballsocialhouse.com. And check this out. Because you heard it from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental when you use the code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, this place is a slam dunk.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you, gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. JD Power ranks Sleep Number #1 in customer satisfaction with mattresses purchased in-store and online. And now, the more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on most beds with base. Limited time. For JD Power 2025 award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. Check it out at a Sleep Number store today.
What's going on, everybody? Phillip Lindsay here with the one and only Williams Jewelers. And it's a brand new year. And I know there's at least 50 of you listening to me right now who are thinking about popping that question soon. And if that is the case, you know you need a diamond. So let me save you some time and money by telling you something as simple as this. You need to go see my jeweler, Williams Jewelers. So whether you're starting your next chapter in your life with your perfect diamond engagement ring, or celebrating a milestone, or just doing something special for once for yourself, this is where it all begins, at Williams Jewelers. This new year, imagine the finest jewelry legends all in one store together, making you feel just like family, and their service is going to reflect that. So come shop the finest loose diamonds in Denver. They have every size, shape, and price range you can imagine, and the largest selection of engagement ring settings I've ever set eyes on. And not only are they going to share the secrets of the business with you, but guys, they're going to give you the best price in Colorado, guaranteed. So why wouldn't you want to create moments and memories for yourself and the ones you love by going to Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche, Denver's first family of fine jewelers, located in Cherry Creek North on 3rd Avenue and also in Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue. And don't forget to mention my name, Phillip Lindsay, when you step through one of those doors.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-7098.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-7098. That's 800-575-7098.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
This is a thank you, me to you. Listening to you, watching how you live your life, makes our path so clear. My name is Glenn Jamron. I'm president of Alpine Bank, member FDIC. Over the years, you've taught us that we don't need to come up with the big idea. All we have to do is watch you and then follow your lead. You've taught us that when people work together, when we support one another, success is at hand. It all starts by listening, understanding, and then together, caring about what happens. You're committed to making a difference in your life, in the lives of others, and in the happiness and well-being of all. Thank you for making it so clear. The big idea is actually so simple. It's commitment. Alpine Bank, committed to Colorado and you.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan is brought to you by 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Leading off with the big story of the day, here's The Drive with Zach By and Denver, Colorado's own Phillip Lindsay.
1 hour in the books. Quicker than a New York minute. Hanging out with you here on a Tuesday, January 27th. And what a fun conversation we were just having about J.K. Dobbins. That first hour flew by.
Oh, yeah. You're just telling everybody what they're going to do. You're going to eat that. You're going to take the $2 million. You're going to smile. We're going to put a couple incentives. R.J. Harvey's going to score all your touchdowns, and we're going to try to get to a Super Bowl. As simple as that.
All right, so we've made a couple bets, all right, over the last few years doing the show together. We had a bet where
I had to wear the Buffalo Bills. What bet was that?
Yes.
I had to wear the Josh Allen Buffalo Bills shirt.
Because you had faith in Lamar Jackson in a playoff game. That's why.
Yes. It was for that, huh?
Yes.
Both of them are in Cancun, huh?
And so I won that bet. And the most recent one was this past summer going into the fall that I was convinced that Jahdae Barron was going to be the starting nickel corner. And you said this is going to be J-Mac's job. And I was just thinking the first rounder is going to play. You won that bet. I had to buy a Shedeur Sanders perfect timing shirt.
Yeah, look, I understand it was hot. It was summertime. Your brain was probably fried. So you weren't thinking straight on that.
Well, typically the first rounder plays, which, by the way, we're going to have a conversation about that tomorrow. Okay, so hashtag put a pin in it. All right. Okay. This Broncos season-ending press conference, man, it's just a bit weird, you know.
It shouldn't be happening right now. It should be.
No.
We should be getting ready for the Super Bowl, so that gives us 2 more weeks. Right, at least 2 more weeks. And then after the Super Bowl, win or loss, you're going to go home, you pack your bags, and then you go from there. And then they'll have the press conference a couple days after the Super Bowl. It shouldn't be right now we're having this damn press conference.
No, and it feels, the word I'll use is it felt incredibly hollow. It felt incredibly hollow because you are 60 minutes away from being a part of a Super Bowl matchup, you know, and the words, they only go so far, you know, when the substance on the field is decided. Now, for me, hearing Sean Payton, after processing what happened, talking about the regret of that 4th down call.
I don't know which is the greater regret. The decision is certainly the play call. You know, back in the good old days, you used to be able to get a measurement. And there was something about a measurement that did 2 things. I knew he was short, and when you look at the film, he was actually a little shorter than they marked it. But it also buys you time to think of the call you want. So we used the timeout. I think probably what irks me more is the call more than the decision. It's still early in the game now, you know, and we knew there was going to be flurries. Well, we have a new feel for flurries here, you know, or what can change at the base end of a mountain. But that. There are those moments where, you know, that you wish you had back.
You know he wishes he had it back. We'll return to that conversation in just a minute because we have breaking Denver Broncos news. Offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi has just been fired.
He's been fired. Not just like stepped away, like they just fired him.
According to Ian Rappaport, within the last 60 seconds, Joe Lombardi has been relieved of his duties as offensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos.
See, this is interesting because you have a situation here where you have a young Davis Webb who's been getting a bunch of attention about being a head coach. But then all of a sudden, I think that he thought maybe Davis Webb thought he was going to go to Buffalo because he has ties over there. He played there.
Yep, he was Josh Allen's backup for 3 years and in the last year referred to Josh Allen as his best friend.
Now, we also know that Davis Webb just went and had an interview or a couple interviews, maybe even was it 2 or now was it 3?
Well, it was a second interview, but from the phrasing that I heard from Mike Kliss this morning is that it was last night and this morning. And typically that goes to, like when you have the sleepover, if you will.
Yeah.
When you break out the sleeping bag and the popcorn, watch that movie, and you wake up the next morning and you have breakfast together, that's usually the guy that gets that job.
All right, so it could be a situation where Sean's like, look, we can't lose Davis Webb right now. The Raiders seem like they're interested in signing him right now. Let's just fire Lombardi because he just has kind of been there. I don't want to be disrespectful. I don't know exactly what the man was doing, but we know Sean Payton was the play caller.
Right.
Davis Webb is this hot commodity right now.
Yep.
Let's make room for him. Now he can be the offensive coordinator. All right, he can learn a little bit, brew, and then maybe next year after we win a Super Bowl, he can go off and be a head coach.
Here's what I think happened,
All right.
and I'm trying to process this in real time, and if you're just joining us, Joe Lombardi, moments ago, has been relieved of his duties as offensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos. Okay, so, and I'm just thinking out loud here, literally, because I did not think this was going to come today. there could be a scenario where Davis Webb is this shooting star head coaching candidate, and he may be getting an offer to be the Raiders head coach.
Yeah.
And he's having a conversation with Sean Payton and others about, hey, like, are you ready to be a head coach? Like you've been a quarterback's coach.
Yeah, it's a big boy job now.
You are triple jumping past a step historically, but you're also getting ready to take the Raiders job. And Davis, and I'm Sean right now. Davis, you do whatever you want to do, and I'm gonna support you either which way. But I've been around this league for a long time, and before this year ever started, I talked about the 20 teams that don't have a chance to win because of dysfunctional ownership. You are so young and good at this. This is not going to be your last opportunity. You have an opportunity here. If we remove Joe Lombardi, you can be the offensive coordinator. You're going to get a massive pay bump. In fact, because our ownership values your presence so much, you're going to be the highest paid offensive coordinator or among them in the entire NFL. And you'll get another season as a coach.
Sit there and brew.
And this time next year, maybe you're taking a job with fill in the blank, but it won't be the Raiders. They're historically dysfunctional. It won't be the Arizona Cardinals. They're historically dysfunctional. It won't be even the Buffalo Bills. They're even historically dysfunctional. Be patient. I've been around. Be patient. And it could be a scenario like that.
I like it. I like that layout right there. You have me ready to take the offensive coordinator job, see? I'll take it.
All right.
But also, and maybe Sean said, hey, look, I don't feel like if you're asking me, I don't feel like you're ready yet. Just be blunt and honest. I don't feel like you're ready. But a year of being an offensive coordinator, a year under my belt doing this job again, you will be ready. And then, like you just said right there, you'll have a better opportunity. Somebody out there, you'll have a better organization that will be able to treat you right, give you the things that you need. Look what it looks like when you have a great organization,
yes.
a great ownership group, a general manager that you can relate to. Like, things go well for you. You end up winning 14 games and 1 game away from the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Give yourself a chance to go through the steps the right way so that you are prepared to be a head coach.
If you're just joining us, Joe Lombardi, offensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos, has just been fired. We are thinking on our feet right now, reacting in real time, and here's another one. Here, if you're Sean, this is what I think you say. One, let me just say this too. You promote him to offensive coordinator, he's not leaving the Denver Broncos to go be an OC somewhere else. That's now a lateral move.
Yeah.
It would only be to take a head coaching job. But here's what I think you also say if you're someone like Sean Payton. You're like, hey, dude, don't rush into something. Who's the Raiders quarterback right now? Wait,
we don't know.
They don't have one. Are you in love with Fernando Mendoza? Are you in love with Dante Moore? Check this out, Davis. If you're patient, this time next year, you might be taking the Bengals job to coach Joe Burrow. See, now it's like you start
to pitch it to him.
Is Sean good at painting the picture?
Oh, he paints it well. Beautiful picture.
So, I think that you're having these conversations.
Bob Ross type of picture.
Yeah. Hey, and it could be something like this. Hey, this time next year, you could be named the head coach of the Green Bay Packers. That's a situation you want to be a part of.
But then now tell me this. If you're Davis Webb, it's like, okay, coach, yeah. Like, I would, like, it sounds good, but you're making me the offensive coordinator. But I know what you just did to Lombardi. Like, Lombardi wasn't calling the plays. So, like, what's going to happen for me?
So
I'm going to be paid all this money, but am I actually going to be able to call my own plays?
I'm so glad you said that because I think that's the next step.
Now what, Sean?
I think and Davis, son, I'm glad you asked. And you've always been a son to me. Wanted to share that with you.
Come on, Dad.
Hey, I just had might be the roughest self-inflicted moment of my career. And I couldn't even get the play in. I had to use a timeout. My balancing CEO and play calling became problematic in a meaningful way that disrupted a Super Bowl berth. I think I'm ready for someone like you specifically to take this off my hands.
Oh.
Now.
Hold on. Now turn back to the radio, ZB. You said that you don't believe
I know.
that Sean would ever give up play calling duties. And I agree with you. It's Sean Payton. All he has ever known is to be a head coach / play caller, and he has been successful for many years.
Right.
He won a Super Bowl being a play caller / head coach.
Phil, Yes, you are right. And just yesterday, I said, I think it's almost an irrelevant question because that's his identity.
Yes.
Is as a play caller. But what happened in the week leading up to the divisional round? He questioned his current fastball.
Yeah, I didn't like that. I didn't like that one.
And think about how it aged. Think about how it aged. Going into the divisional round, he said, and I'm paraphrasing, I have to make sure as I get older. He said, when I was younger, I wouldn't even think about running a reverse on the 8-yard line. He said, now as I'm older, I think about everything that can go wrong. I don't drive at night anymore. And he said, like, I'm naturally growing more conservative, and I think that he overthought the 4th and 1, and he tried to be uber aggressive, but he lost the balance of what was required in that moment, and you may be seeing in a rare intersection of a young hotshot play caller in a Super Bowl window for the Denver Broncos and a head coach doubting his abilities for the first time. And I think these things could be happening at the same time.
See, but Z, the thing becomes like it's going to get messy if that's the case. Because although it sounds good right now, the season's done. That first game comes around, and Sean's just sitting there twiddling his thumbs, bored as hell, just like looking at the clock because that's what I have to do now. I'm not the one calling the plays. And he doesn't like something that Davis Webb does, or the minute they lose and Davis Webb calls a bad play, he's going to take back the duty of play calling. And it's like, hey, this is my team, and I'm going to win doing it my way. If you're Davis Webb, being a head coach sounds more appetizing than being an offensive coordinator for Sean Payton, who you don't even know if he's going to truly give you the play calling duties. What sounds better to you?
I think Davis.
Head coach or OC?
Hey, I would say this. By all accounts, people are saying Davis Webb is a really, really bright guy.
It seems like everybody knows something. We obviously don't.
Right.
Because I'm still scratching my head about it.
Right. So there's a reason that Davis is going on these tours and doing these head coaching interviews. It's way premature, but there's a reason it's happening.
He did one last year. Didn't he? One, was it, or he was asked about it.
I forget.
We would have to go back, but it was
forget.
like a weird scenario where somebody brought up Davis Webb's name.
Yeah, so but basically the league, the landscape of the league has identified Davis Webb as a hot shot. This dude is on the scene. Who's going to hire him first? It's premature, but who's going to hire him a year too early than as opposed to miss him because you waited a year too late? But here's what I'll say too. The smartest people in this world know what they don't know. And have the wisdom to know the difference of what they know and what they don't know. Do you think Greg Penner's a really smart person?
Really, really smart.
I think he's one of the smartest guys that you're going to find. What did he do when he first came here? He just showed up and shut his mouth.
Just observed.
Because he wasn't a football guy. That's having the wisdom to know what you don't know.
Like stay in your lane for a little bit.
Yes, and if you're Davis Webb, you're a really smart guy. He might have the level of awareness, because it would take incredible self-awareness to turn down a head coaching opportunity to be an offensive coordinator, but he may know in his heart of hearts,
he's not ready.
I never actually was an OC at the same level that I'm now going to be that guy's boss. And I could go join the Raiders, but they're historically dysfunctional, and they're paying like 5 coaches in the past 6 years to not coach the team. So I could walk into that situation, or I'm looking around what's going on here in Denver, and I'm like, man, this is an ascending operation. I think my value will only increase if I wait. And
it definitely will, though. If the Denver Broncos win 14 games next year, Davis Webb is the offensive coordinator here. He is going to get a head coaching gig. Like my guess is he has one on the table right now.
That's my guess too, and that's why I think they just fired Joe Lombardi. And if you're just joining us, offensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos has just been relieved of his duties. And we're talking out why this could be the case. And I think we're on the right track. Hopefully this age as well, but we're just trying to think on our feet and react to this to this news. But like, so you look around at this Broncos operation and you're like, this is ascending. My value will only increase. And if there was only a recent example of a young hotshot coach who had the opportunity to leave and become a head coach and said, you want to know what? I'm going to stay at my current situation in a lower role, but I think my value is not going to go away, and I'm going to pick the right job. Any idea who I'm talking about?
Give it to me.
Any idea who I'm talking about behind the glass? Ben Johnson could have left 2 years ago.
Ben Johnson
could have left 2 years ago. He could have left 2 years ago. He could have taken a job like the Raiders job. He could have taken a job like the Jets job when they hired the first guy that they just canned.
Yeah.
And so you look at that in a recent example, it's like, wait, he was patient, went back to a winning operation in Detroit, and he got to handpick the Chicago Bears and coaching Caleb Williams. I think you look at other smart people, how they've handled this exact situation.
Look, I agree with you. I mean, for Davis Webb, it's like, go through the ropes, go through the steps. Like, it's there for you. Everybody thinks that you're the next rising star. So fine-tune what you're doing here. Be an offensive coordinator. Learn a little bit more. Continue to help Bo Nix's growth because that's only going to help you out. And everybody seems to love you. The quarterbacks seem to love you. Now, my question to you is it fair that Lombardi gets fired? I mean, the man is not the one calling the plays. And I've been a part of a situation like that with the Indianapolis coach, with Frank Wright. Frank Wright was the one calling the plays. And there was an offensive coordinator that was sitting there that was not. And he was the first one to go. I'll never forget walking into the meeting room, Frank Wright saying, hey, we just got rid of Marcus. We got rid of our offensive coordinator. And in my head, I'm like, why? You're the one calling the plays. You're the one sitting down with us every meeting explaining what you want done. I'm sitting side by side with you during games, and you're the one that has the microphone telling Matt Ryan what to do, but you just fired an offensive coordinator that's just been sitting there? He's the fall guy? So for Lombardi, is it fair that just happened to that man?
Phil, no. But life's not fair. And if there's a place where it's the least fair and can be flat out cruel without reason or explanation, it's that place called the National Football League.
NFL.
And you know infinitely more about that than I do. But it's just that is what they say, like, those are the breaks.
Yeah.
Like, it is what it is. And if you think that your offensive operation would be hurt in a more meaningful way if Davis Webb walked out that door as opposed to Joe Lombardi staying in it and staying in that room,
yeah,
and you have to decide, man, if I had to pick between these two guys, and I know one is below the other, but I'd rather have Davis Webb. That dude's mind is just different.
Obviously.
And so, like...
But it could have been a different, like, hey, we're going to, like, step away. Don't fire yourself. Or don't force us to fire you. Step away, like it's just not working out, or we got this young hot shot, and it's his turn. We don't want to lose him. There's ways to do it.
Sure.
Flat out fire is acting like he did something wrong. When Davis Webb's the pass game coordinator and the offensive line coach is the run game coordinator. You know, everybody has a job within a job. That's usually you do.
Sure. But you know what? You want to know what, though? Joe Lombardi, who has just been fired as offensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos, he was an offensive coordinator for the Chargers.
I'll remember.
He was a quarterback's coach for the Saints. He was an OC for the Lions. He was a QB coach for the Saints again. He was an offensive assistant for the Saints. He was a defensive assistant for the Falcons. This dude has seen the league. He knows. Like, this is not, it might be ultimately a surprise for him getting this news today, but he knows. He's seen that sausage made. He knows that league, and he is experiencing on a day like today the downside and underbelly of the cutthroat nature of the National Football League.
So you got Davis Webb that we don't know about. We're speculating. We don't even know what's getting ready to happen. Lombardi ends up getting fired.
Yep, we could get the news that Davis Webb is taking the Raiders job, and they're going to friggin', I don't know, Phillip Rivers is going to be the OC. I have no idea, but we are speculating.
Exactly. But now I'm starting to think, all right, so Davis Webb stays. So what does this mean for someone like VJ? Vance Joseph. Davis Webb is getting so much attention to being a quarterback coach, a pass game coordinator, with an offense that wasn't all that consistent this year, with Bo Nix, who didn't do great at the beginning of the year, but yet he's the next Ben Johnson? Ben Johnson proved it. He was offensive coordinator. He was a damn good offensive coordinator.
Yeah. And no, Phil, I think you're spot on. I don't think there's enough substance to draw here from Davis, like from the outside. But on the inside, the stuff that he may be sharing and presenting is like, this dude has it. This dude has it. Now we've seen that league anoint other young coaches saying this guy. I remember, what's his name? Brandon Staley. Remember he was the Chargers coach?
Yep.
It was like,
he was here with the Denver Broncos.
He was.
I was on the
brother,
he was on the staff with me.
Brother, we didn't know who he was. And they were like, he was an outside linebacker coach. He was an outside linebacker coach, I think.
Cornerback coach.
Oh, was he cornerback coach?
Yeah, he was a cornerback coach.
Well, anyway, he was a positional coach, but people like identified him. They're like, this guy, Brandon Staley, man, he listens. I remember that. He's such a good listener. I'm like, okay. And so anyway, he goes to a operation that has also been historically disjointed in the Chargers.
Yeah.
And he washes out, and I don't even know where he is at now. So the league can get it wrong, but within the league circles, this happens from time to time where someone who does not have the resume is identified in advance as that guy has it.
Well, I want to see it. So I want to see him be an offensive coordinator first to help him out. You know, I want him to stay here in Denver. If he's this valued, then he needs to stay here in Denver and help us be an explosive offense, you know, build his resume, and then take a job next year because now it's like, okay, you've proven that you can do it. And maybe that's what he's getting ready to do. But now it's like, for me, I have a little like soft spot, obviously, for VJ. Why is all the attention on Davis Webb and not enough on the guy that just held the Patriots to 10 points?
If you're looking for an explanation from me, I can't help you. I think
it's
that
just weird.
Well. Here's what I think. It's an offensive league.
Yeah, and you're right.
And he's been identified as a young, bright offensive mind, and that this is what these organizations are doing. How did Chicago? What did they do? Oh, they hired the young, bright offensive mind. Wait, the Jags were hosting a playoff game? What the? Oh, they hired a young, bright offensive mind. So I think that you're looking for the next Shanahan. You're looking for the next McVay. You're looking for the next Liam Cohen. You're looking for the next Ben Johnson. And when they get identified in this era of football, it just hits different than someone who coaches on the defensive side of the ball. Is that fair? No. It's just
life's not fair.
It's just
right?
the landscape of the league. You know?
Davis Webb, if he ends up taking the OC job with the Denver Broncos, that is going to be interesting because now it seems like Sean may have to step down a little bit as an offensive play caller and let Davis Webb take more control. That's going to be hard for a guy stuck in his ways. That's like my father. It's hard to change his mind.
Sure.
Even when he's wrong, he thinks he's right. I know he's listening to me right now. He'll text me in a minute.
Shout out.
So what is that going to look like when they butt heads? You know, and this is where I'm thinking like, okay, yeah, maybe you don't take the head coaching job, but like to truly get a great opportunity like Clint Kubiak did, who, by the way, was a quarterback coach when I was there, and then offensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yep.
Maybe he needs to move to be able to grow, to be able to be seen the way he wants to. Because even if he takes his offensive coordinator job with the Denver Broncos, is he truly going to grow knowing that he may not have full range to do whatever he wants to do?
Well, that remains to be seen. I mean, the whole conversation is speculative.
Yeah, for sure.
But I think fairly so. I do not think there's just a random firing of Joe Lombardi today.
I think 14-3. He's the offensive coordinator. Like, you don't just fire him just to fire him.
And here's the thing as well. You're having the head coaching hires being announced left and right? And so if Davis Webb is getting head coaching opportunities, he's damn sure going to be getting offensive coordinator.
Yes.
He was not coming back with the Broncos as a quarterback's coach. That ship has already sailed. So it's like, okay, if he's a guaranteed OC and we think he's bright as hell, let's keep him here. And the thing that can break the tie, man, and I'm serious as a heart attack, it's what this ownership group could be willing to pay him as an OC.
Yeah.
Like, we're literally, dude, we're going to give you top of the mark. We know you've never done the job before, but we think that highly of you. That's what where the Broncos can now break ties between other organizations, where even in the past, they haven't been able to do it. The Denver Broncos in the 2000s had to take out a loan for a signing bonus less than $1 million. I know that for a fact.
And then the icing on the cake to like solidify someone like Davis Webb staying here as the offensive coordinator, Bo Nix gives him a call. Hey, you know that we can do a lot of damage together.
Let's keep building.
That same thing. Let's keep building. I trust you. You trust me. We'll come up with the plays. It's not like we don't talk about this anyway. Like, so they'll have a great relationship right off the bat.
Yeah. So now what for Vance, though? Because another domino just fell here today that could directly impact VJ. We'll talk about it next.
The Broncos offense fell flat in the snow, and Denver lost to the Patriots in the conference championship. As the magical season comes to a close, did Sean Payton prove his team is for real? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hi, Dan Cicchini with Dunright. Great pricing options and bank financing? You bet. Kitchens, baths, counters and floors, finished basements, windows and doors. Done right since 1985. You have our word, we'll treat you right at Done Right. Visit drhi.com. Thanks.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
Brandon Stokely here from my friends at Roller Auction. Do you have items you're looking to sell? Since 1976, Roller Auction has been conducting commercial and industrial auctions for Colorado government agencies, Fortune 500 companies, small business owners, secured creditors, individuals, and more. They have a large marketplace to showcase your assets, so don't wait. Visit rollerauction.com for a free consultation and turn those items into some cold, hard cash. Again, go visit them at rollerauction.com. That's rollerauction.com.
Hey, Mom. It's me. Oh my gosh, you'll never believe what I just opened for Valentine's Day. A sapphire ring from Helzberg. Just like the one I lost years ago. Remember how excited I was when you gave it to me? I cannot believe you remembered that story. I guess you were right. I really found the one.
This Valentine's Day, create a moment that means something with up to 40% off gifts at Helzberg. Shop in store or at helzberg.com.
A careless driver caused your crash. Medical bills are piling up, and you might not be able to work. Life just got a lot more expensive, and you don't know what to do. At Berg Simpson, your consultation is absolutely free. We'll explain your legal options at no cost to you. Help starts with a phone call to us.
If you've been injured, call Berg Simpson for free now at 303-790-2525. 303-790-2525. BergSimpson.com. Good lawyers changing lives. It's not just a slogan, it's who we are.
Refresh your bathroom with big savings at Lowe's. Reimagine your bathroom with up to 40% off select faucets during our Bath Savings event. Need it today? Order by 2 p.m. for same-day delivery by 8 p.m. Shop for your bathroom refresh at Lowe's. We help, you save. While supplies last, selection varies by location. Same-day delivery on eligible in-stock items, subject to availability. Fees vary. Visit Lowes.com/same-day delivery for full terms.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
The Ultimate RV Show is returning to the Colorado Convention Center in Denver, Colorado. Admission is free. Join us January 28th through the 31st to shop special show pricing on over 300 fully staged new and used RVs. Get a first look at brand new models. Browse a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Check out the latest RV gear and accessories and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show at the Colorado Convention Center, January 28th through the 31st. Get your free ticket today at ultimatervshow.com.
The Big 12 Conference competition heats up as your Denver Gymnasts host Iowa State Sunday, February 1st. The party starts at 2:45 p.m. in Magnus Arena on the University of Denver campus. DU versus Iowa State is presented by Toyota. Don't miss the excitement, glitter, and glam. It's one big party with DU Gymnastics. Fun for all ages, including Dad. Sunday, February 1st. Get your seats today.
Hey guys, boy Steve here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-900-4433, 720-900-4433. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. Want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Want to partake in our contests? Check out the rules at DenverSports.com. Every day at 3:30, the drive comes off the top rope to hit you with a 1, 2, 3.
Finally, The Rock has come back to Denver.
Tape your wrists, stretch your spandex, and oil your hair. Here's Zach and Phil with today's 3 count on the drive.
All right, let's come off the top rope with it. 1. All righty. Holy smokes! What a crazy curveball in the last segment here. And Joe Lombardi, offensive coordinator, fired from the Denver Broncos as offensive coordinator. And there's speculation, from us in real time that could this be making way for Davis Webb? We just had that conversation. Vance Joseph.
Where you at, BJ?
Did you see? And has Jim Leonard been announced yet? He hasn't been announced yet, but there's widespread speculation that he's going to the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
And there had been a thought that almost like what just happened on the offensive side of the ball, that like Jim Leonard was the DC in waiting for someone like Vance should he get a job or lose his job. That speculation could be ended if we get the official announcement. But what do you think about Vance here and just the inactivity around his name as a head coach?
Yeah, I don't think it's teams not reaching out to him. I think it's VJ himself. I believe that VJ sitting here looking at exact same way you guys are and I am. Hey, it's the Raiders, it's the Cardinals, and what's the other one we're talking about here? What's
Raiders, Cardinals, Browns.
And the Browns, right? 3 dysfunctional organizations. Do you really want to be a part of it? VJ was already a head coach. He was set up to pretty much fail. He didn't have his guys in the building that he wanted. He was young at his job when it comes to a head coaching job. So he's learned a lot. And I think for him, he knows better. He's been around a great organization with Greg Penner in the ownership group, a great coach in Sean Payton, a general manager. So he sees what it's like to have success, and that's what he wants. He wants to be set up for success. And so this is why you're starting to see Jim Leonard's name be talked about as the defensive coordinator for the Ravens, because now I believe that someone like VJ is staying. I think he's going to stay as a defensive coordinator here. So now Jim Leonard's like, you know what? I thought I was going to be the next one here. I'm not. And now it's time for me to move on, be a DC somewhere else, and he will be with the Baltimore Ravens, my guess is.
Jim Leonard?
Jim Leonard.
What about the Bills?
The Bills.
Yeah.
And for VJ, he's staying for another year. 3 years in a row. If his defense can ball out for a 3rd straight year, he's definitely going to have an opportunity to go wherever he wants with a better organization.
All right, yeah, I agree with you. I think Vance Joseph is going to be back. Wow, what a whirlwind here. So you have John Harbaugh taking the Giants job. Kevin Stefanski took the Falcons job. Jeff Hafley took the Dolphins job. Probably the least well-known of these newcomers. Robert Saleh is a head coach once again. He is in Tennessee. Jesse Minter the DC for the Chargers, is the new head coach of the Ravens. And Mike McCarthy is the new head coach of the Steelers. And Joe Brady, how about that hire for Buffalo? That is freaking classic. That is so classic. I'm sorry. Fire the head coach, promote his partner, and promote the internal candidate. It's so classic. And then so the 3 jobs who are still left open are the Cardinals, Browns, and Raiders. That's nearly 1/3 of the entire league hiring a new coach in one offseason.
Cardinals, Browns, Raiders. Who wants those jobs?
PU. Next in the 3 count.
1, 2.
All right, man. I can't believe this is true. But the news has just broken in the last half hour or so that Bill Belichick will not be a first ballot Hall of Famer. This is news. This was the greatest assumption in sports. And they just changed the rule here recently that that you don't have to sit out 5 years.
Yeah.
Like there's not that like probationary period. And in the voting earlier this month, Belichick fell short of the 40 out of the 50 votes needed for induction to the Pro Football Hall of Fame during his first year of eligibility. 4 sources. I'm reading from ESPN's Seth Wickersham. 4 sources with firsthand knowledge of the outcome told ESPN. Belichick received a call from a Hall representative last Friday. They typically call you when you're going in.
Yes.
They called to tell him that he wouldn't be inducted. And several sources who spoke with Belichick over the weekend described Belichick as puzzled and disappointed. Crazy, crazy story here that's going to be everywhere over the next 24 hours.
I don't get it. I really don't. The man is a Hall of Famer. He's a legend. He has won so many Super Bowls. It's not even funny. And yet he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Why? Because somebody probably doesn't like him. Because you have humans, human beings deciding on all this stuff. It sucks. Because now you have a guy, this is like laughable. Truly. What is the Hall of Fame for then?
Is it a bad look just for the Hall of Fame?
It's a bad look all the way around. It's a bad look when you talk about some of the Pro Bowl stuff now. It's a bad look when you talk about the Hall of Fame and you don't have one of the best coaches in the Hall of Fame. First ballot? I mean, my man's going to have to wait while somebody else goes ahead of him that's not
That's crazy.
as good as him or has accolades like him.
Yeah.
It's insane, Z.
Adam Schefter is saying that an NFL executive just texted him, and they're hoping that the identities of the people who didn't vote for Belichick will be exposed. There's also speculation that some of his politics kept him out. That's what someone said. A source familiar with Belichick and his thinking said, quote, politics kept him out. He doesn't believe this is a reflection on his accomplishments, end quote. It's been a rough couple years for Bill Belichick from outside looking in perception standpoint, but I did not see this coming. Man, oh man.
Bill has a total of 8 Super Bowl rings. Come on, dude. Come on. Coach
Crazy.
One of the greatest players to play the game in Tom Brady.
Yeah.
The reason why the Patriots have had so much success, and yet this man's not a first ballot Hall of Famer. I understand he has a young thing, but come on.
Ting.
Hey, we know he's probably, he's like off his rockers, but damn.
Yeah. This is nuts, man. This is going to be a huge story. I'm just letting you guys know in advance. This is going to be everywhere, unavoidable for the next 24 hours. Bill Belichick did not make it in as a first ballot Hall of Famer. All right, we are going to kick out the last slap of the mat on the 3 count there. Man, you just said something in passing, all right? You just said something in passing that I find really interesting. And I'm not trying to piss you off. Not trying to piss you off.
You do that anyway.
We might organically get there, okay? And we'll figure it out next.
Jarrett Stidham came out on fire, but ultimately couldn't overcome the Patriots defense. With bad weather and no run game, did Denver's offensive inconsistency finally catch up to them? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Injury Insights, powered by Ramos Law. Taking a look at the latest sports injuries in Colorado and beyond. Here's Dr. Joseph Ramos with Zach By.
All right, Dr. Ramos, obviously tough loss for the Denver Broncos. Weather, second half of that game, they couldn't run the football. And I'm wondering, J.K. Dobbins, he was a questionable game time decision with that Liz Frank. Was it ever realistic that he could come back?
No, Zach, it was not realistic. And I'm disappointed like you and everyone else. And it definitely hurt the run game not having him, but he wasn't coming back. This Liz Frank injury, that's that arch of the foot, basically. The bones and the ligaments basically between your toes and your ankle. When that gets injured, the arch collapses. And it's a long recovery. Typically, a recovery on something like this will be 2 months, typically 8 weeks of just non-weight bearing, where you can't put weight on it. Then you're another 3 to 4 months of strengthening, trying to get that back. That's a tough injury to recover from. About 40% of your ability to cut and take off, to push off, comes through that Liz Frank joint. And that's what a running back needs. He was never going to have that.
Oh, man, that's so unfortunate. Do you think that he'll be ready for the start of next season for the Broncos or another team?
Yes, he will be ready by then. Now, and I say that, cautiously, because this Liz Frank injury is such a serious injury that it can be a career ender. And it sounds like he's coming back and doing well, and we haven't seen any indication of that yet. But, in addition to that, probably 6 months worth of recovery. Imagine the deconditioning that happens during that time. So he will be back, but there's no doubt that, he's got a long way to go. He'll be deconditioned. Hopefully he gets full force through that joint again. And it's not an easy one, man.
Ramos Law. What makes us different makes us better.
Hey, Broncos country, it's Terrell Davis here. It's a new year. It's time to work on a new you.
At Fitness Gallery, we have deals everywhere, up to 50% off. We have the nation's lowest prices on the best equipment money can buy. We carry true treadmills. They are the smoothest, quietest, and best warranty treadmills ever built for the home. Work out on your schedule on the equipment you choose, from the safety and comfort of your own home. Visit one of Fitness Gallery's 7 convenient locations from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins. We have you covered.
Are you worrying about those upcoming credit card bills after the holidays? If you're a homeowner, there's no better time than now to call American Financing and wipe out that debt, eliminate the stress, and set yourself up for a strong 2026. The Fed dropped rates for the 4th time in December. American Financing can help you access that equity in your home at an interest rate in the low 5s. You heard that right, in the low 5s. That is a much lower rate than the average 20% or more credit card rate. American Financing is saving their customers an average of $800 a month. That's like a $10,000 raise to start the new year. There are no upfront fees and no obligation to see how much you can save. And they are closing some in as fast as 10 days and even delaying 2 mortgage payments. American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans. Call them today at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000 or online at AmericanFinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSConsumerAccess.org. APR for rates in the 5 start at 6.196% for well-qualified buyers. Call 303-695-7000 for details about credit costs and terms.
Men, it's the new year, and for many of us, it's a time of deciding to make positive changes in our lives. This is Jeff for the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, and if you're suffering with erectile dysfunction and are tired of the frustration and embarrassment ED causes, you should call the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today, because there probably isn't a better resolution you can make than to be done with ED. You see, ED doesn't just affect you, it can also affect your partner, even if they don't talk about it. But here's some great news. If you're like most guys, the treatments at the Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic will give you back your sex life, because our protocols have success rates that work in well over 90% of cases. Seriously, you might even find you're performing like you haven't in years. So, make an appointment and get ED out of your life. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 720-440-7900 or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. We have 5 offices across the Front Range to serve you.
Is your money doing everything it can for you? Like automatically pushing more of your money to savings every day?
I don't think so.
Then switch to Huntington Bank. And let's get more from money. Huntington Bank. Welcome. Eligibility requirements apply. Some features may require enrollment.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, I got to ask you about something. And I made a quick little joke about it yesterday, but we didn't spend any time on it.
I'm so busy. I'm so busy being sad about the damn Super Bowl. Not being there.
Yeah. Yep. There's no doubt.
Sorry, I had to bring that up.
No. And honestly, no, it's a good point because it really didn't deserve the airtime yesterday. It just not, time or place. But I have got to ask you your thoughts as a former Pro Bowler about Shedeur Sanders.
Yeah.
And just the atrocious look for the Pro Bowl and that title when you anoint it to someone like Shedeur Sanders in the 7 games played his rookie year.
Yeah. Well, let's start. It's not just about Shedeur because it has happened multiple times. Huntley.
Yep.
Tyler Huntley.
Yep.
Right, being one of them. They call him Snoop Huntley.
Yeah.
And I think he may have played in 4 or 5 games. You had Trevor Siemian and another one that was an alternate.
Yeah, it's 2016, I want to say.
And so when you're saying a Pro Bowl, you need to make sure with players like that you say an alternate Pro Bowler. Because there's a difference in being elected first, like you would say a first ballot, like they're telling you, hey, you're going.
You're the initial Pro Bowl roster.
Exactly. And then, hey, you're not going, you're hurt, or you're in the, you're in the Super Bowl, and so we have to add somebody else. You have to make sure you say alternate Pro Bowler. And I don't believe that if you're an alternate Pro Bowler, that you should have a tag saying you're a Pro Bowler.
Absolutely
you didn't deserve
not.
it.
Absolutely not.
And now in Shedeur Sanders' case, he's a Pro Bowler because nobody else wanted to go. I believe that who was it? Herbert. I don't know if Herbert's going or not. So if you're going down the list and you need a quarterback and nobody wants to go to it, well, you're going to have to resort to whoever is willing to go, who had a vote or two, which I think Shedeur Sanders had a vote or two, somebody voting him in. But
fan vote.
A fan vote. So to me, it's a slap in the face, like, for myself, because I earned it. That was one of the things where I was undrafted. Nobody thought about me. I played a whole 16, I think it was 16 games at the time. I missed one, so 15 games. Went for over 1,000 yards, averaged 5 yards a carry. I earned that rep from not just my teammates and coach, but players around the league, coaches around the league voted me in on top of the fans. And so when you have somebody that just gets in there and then everybody takes it and runs with it, and then everybody's like, congratulations, but you didn't really deserve it, I have an issue with it. Like, to me, it makes it seem like what I did is watered down.
Yep.
And for those players that got there, it's watered down now. And so at this point, you shouldn't even have the game anymore.
No, hell no.
Well,
it's a flag football game. It's a literal flag football game.
Just announce the Pro Bowlers, just like you would do for all pro.
Right.
If you want to do something nice for their family or something like that, have them go on vacation as a whole unit, not just you and your family, but everybody that was announced a Pro Bowler, and then you go on from there. But the NFL is so greedy with money, they'll do anything, and they want attention. And that's why you put someone like Shedeur Sanders in there, because he's going to give you attention. Did he deserve to be a Pro Bowler? No. He did not. He did not play enough games. He has not done enough in the NFL
he didn't perform
to be
well.
a Pro Bowler.
Yeah, I was going to say, when he was out there, of 44 qualified quarterbacks through quarterback rating, he's 41st out of 44.
Now, you're there. I understand. Like, they couldn't get other quarterbacks. Why would you turn that down? It's not on him at all. It's not his fault. I would take it, too, if I'm young and have a chance to do it. But also, don't sit here and call yourself a Pro Bowler. Snoop Huntley, don't consider yourself a Pro Bowler if you're an alternate, because that's not happening. I'm not going to call you a Pro Bowler after what I had to do to get there. I'm just saying, Z. It's bullcrap, man.
You and Shedeur, same.
Perfect timing.
Same thing. Same,
right? Yeah. I had to go 16 games. Bottom of the totem pole.
No, for sure.
Wear a single-digit jersey at the time. Like, you had to, if you were on the team, you had to wear a double-digit if you're an offensive player.
Yep.
If you're in a single-digit, that means you have to try to make the team. You know, now you have people around saying, well, the Pro Bowl isn't anything anymore. It sucks.
It's awful. I mean, the way that this thing is aged, it used to be a fun game. I mean, it used to be a fun game.
And they used to take it serious.
They did. Of course, I agree with everything that you just said. What they need to do is have no affiliation with a Pro Bowl honor and the game.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Change the name of the game, call it the Flagamania game, whatever, and have these guys go out there and run around in shorts and T-shirts and play the game if you want to have your ratings, because you'll still draw some ratings because little kids are going to watch, and because their quarterback is and you cut them a check, whatever. But
don't go and brag about something you didn't deserve and earn yet.
You want to know what? It's actually it's almost the opposite of an honor. Like with Shedeur, in this specific case, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing for Shedeur and for the Pro Bowl honor. And so, yeah.
I mean, you got, like I said, Belichick, not first ballot Hall of Fame. That's the NFL. Like, what are you guys doing? You guys dictate everything, right? We talk about maybe things being scripted. You have somebody that should be in there. You mean to tell me you can't go to these guys and say, hey, look, that's a bad look for all of us? To have this man not in there because of what he just did? All right, it's you have to take the person out of it. It's like, what did that man do for the NFL?
Yeah.
NFL, right? It's an entity. It's its own entity, and it only cares about the NFL and what you do for it when you're in there. Once you're done, they spit you out. They chew you out. You got people on the streets that are homeless, that are messed up, that there was a player that is homeless that actually just died. Did you hear about that?
I did.
Got stabbed. Where's the NFL to help him with his mental issues? Crazy.
Well, it's embarrassing for everyone involved. No one wins. No one wins when someone like Shedeur Sanders and his lack of achievement gets that type of honor side by side with someone like yourself. Or like it's no one wins. No one wins. But if you're the NFL and you are about pulling the highest rating you can, Shedeur Sanders has himself a following. Some would call it a cult.
Yep.
And you know that people are going to watch him. That sect. You couldn't pay me to watch it. But you know who liked it last year?
Your son.
My son.
It is fun. It's fun, right, for the kids. They're going to make it colorful. And they get to see some of the players that are not in their uniforms anymore. And so I understand. Like, it's all about money. It's about the ratings. And that's all the NFL cares about. It's making sure they make the most money possible to help them out and the entity up there out.
Wow. All right. If you want to react to that conversation, you can hit us up on the RamosLaw.com text line, 303-713-1043. Crazy times. Bill Belichick, not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Shedeur Sanders, Pro Bowler. I feel like I'm living in an upside-down universe here. All right. What was the lasting impression from Sunday afternoon in the eyes of James Palmer? We'll check in with our guy next.
The Broncos have fired offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi.
We take the next step today.
With a rising star like Davis Webb waiting in the wings, is Sean Payton clearing the path to keep his talented QB coach in Denver? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code PLAN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code PLAN to borrow up to $10,000. Use code PLAN to borrow up to $10,000.
Let's go! You're still grooving, still connecting, still loving, still turning up, still thriving. You still got it, but your immune system, it weakens as you age. That's where vaccines come in. They help train and strengthen your immune response to fight off respiratory illnesses like flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, or COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Book in minutes at vaxassist.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Are you stuck staring at your W-2? Are tax refund worries holding you back? You probably have FOMO, the fear of messing up. The fix? using TurboTax on Intuit Credit Karma. They find every credit and deduction to help you get every refund dollar you deserve, or your money back. It's time to overcome your fear of messing up and get your taxes done right. Start filing today in the Credit Karma app.
When the new year hits, every business could use a little something to stay ahead. A lift, a jump start, an edge, or perhaps a boost. Like the all-new 5-year business boost from Comcast Business. It's the certainty of a price lock for 5 years on qualifying internet bundles. Plus, you'll have the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment, so your whole team can stay connected at a great rate. And to sweeten the deal, ask about a $500 prepaid card when you add 2 lines of mobile. It's the boost your business deserves. So sign up for the 5-year business boost and get a 5-year price lock on ultra-reliable Wi-Fi. Plus, ask about a $500 prepaid card. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 3/22/26. New customers only. 1-year contract required for guaranteed rate. 5-year pricing applies to monthly service charge excluding taxes and fees. Best Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, May 2025.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. Hey, I got a real cool story I wanted to share with you. Many years ago, my lovely wife Kimberly wrote down a prayer that said, God, make me a lighthouse so I can be a light to others when they're in a dark place. She filed that card away both in her heart and her prayer box. And then about 3 years ago, I asked my wife to leave her job in corporate America and come help me open up 303 Law 4040. And she absolutely loves it. She really feels like helping other people when they are hurting and don't know what to do is her calling. So here's the really cool part. A few weeks ago, a client came in to pick up a check and said to Kim, I really want to thank you. You were a lighthouse to me when I was in a dark place. It gave me chills when Kim told me that. If you've been hurt in an accident, it really is our honor to help you in your time of need. Call us anytime at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. That's 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
The new spicy menu at DQ has opposites attracting. Spicy flamethrower chicken strips now served with a dip of sweet DQ soft serve. Sounds wrong, but tastes so right. The new spicy menu at DQ at participating locations.
This segment on 104.3 The Fan's brought to you by Williams Jewelers, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche.
KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont, Denver. You're listening to Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, we are going to check in with James Palmer here in just a second, our NFL insider who's been joining us right around this time on Tuesdays throughout the entire NFL season, and it's been hilariously fun to check in with our guy JP. I want to share some news right now. So news of the day today. Like I came in here thinking that today's show was going to revolve around the end of the season press conferences.
Yeah.
And we will get to some of that here in a minute. But right as we are going to start combing through that audio and hearing from George Payton and Sean Payton, is that we heard that offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi had been fired. And that led to immediate speculation that are they clearing a way for Davis Webb? And Aluka Evans of the Denver Post put it out there here just a couple minutes ago. Per source, the Broncos will undertake a full search for the new offensive coordinator. The Joe Lombardi move came independent of head coaching buzz around quarterbacks coach Davis Webb, who had second head coach interview with the Raiders yesterday, end quote. To make sense of this and more, we'll check in with our guy James. James is with us. James, thanks for being here, man. What do you make of this news? Joe Lombardi let go today from the Broncos.
Yeah, I asked around a little bit. What I have been told, Zach, is there wasn't some big blow up. There wasn't some big incident that led to this. Sean, if you look back to his past, has always kind of done things like this. He's fired some people that are extremely close to him in the past. He's always kind of shuffled staffs. It's something he'll do in the future. It's something that you're always going to have to be aware of, where Sean is not complacent. You kind of saw that in the press conference today, right? Where it was like, well, we're not starting here. We didn't hit continue on the video game and we're starting at the AFC Championship game. We're right back down here. And that's kind of the way Sean has always operated, is that it's going to be a reevaluation process every offseason, and there's always shuffling of staff. Now, with what you read there with what Lucas said is entirely right, because as a coordinator position, you have to do a full search. You have to fulfill the Rooney Rule. You have to go through an entire process. You can't just promote Davis Webb. And speaking about Webb, I talked to some people in Buffalo. Obviously, they went with Joe Lombardi, the internal candidate. They wanted to make sure that they kept a lot of continuity. That was the big word that was given to me about the way they were operating in Buffalo. But they were blown away by his interview, and they thought the world of him. They think he's ready. They think he's ready to be a head coach. They think he's a star. I don't think they're the only people in the league that think that's going to happen eventually, that the ceiling is extremely high for Davis Webb. I think he's still in the running in Vegas. My guess would be Clint Kubiak, still the leader in the clubhouse there. But I think he's still kind of in the running there in Vegas. I know that his interviews there went really, really well. But I think you can read the tea leaves here. And if he ends up getting that promotion and staying here with Sean Payton for another year, and a lot of people around the league think grooming him another year to make him an even better future head coach would benefit him spending more time with Sean. I think you can piece some of this stuff together. But yes, there will be a full search, and it would behoove you to do that, right, Zach? Like you want to go and look at as many different minds as you possibly can to help this football team on the offensive side of the ball.
James, let's just say that Davis Webb does get the promotion. He ends up being the offensive coordinator. Does that change anything when it comes to this offense next year? What I mean by that is, Sean, is Sean going to step away and let someone like Davis Webb, a rising star who could honestly be a head coach, it seems like, call the plays while he just becomes the head coach?
Yeah, he certainly has the head coaching qualities. He has never called plays outside of that preseason game that we saw him call that Stidham ran. And I talked to Stidham after that, and he was unbelievable at calling plays. Davis was outstanding. But you have one of the best play callers probably in football in the last 20 years, Phil, right, calling your plays. Now, that doesn't take out the idea of teams have done different things over the years. Like Eric Bieniemy for a long period of time would call end of half, end of game, 2-minute, certain things for Andy Reid, and he would make those play calls. Could you find some sort of semblance of that? I'm not saying that will be happening, but I do think that Davis probably, if you slide up to that offensive coordinator job, has a larger say in game plan stuff. Also, he's not completely attached to the hip of Bo Nix like he has been, which has been I think a big part of the reason why a lot of people are talking to him too, because of what he's done in the early development of Bo. He's the one that's right there all the time. Now it's what can he do with the rest of the offense as well. But I think if he does get that spot, a lot of people believe that's the case, you're going to be able to use his offensive acumen in a variety of ways now that he'd be spread throughout the offense a little bit more.
Yeah, and just to add on to that conversation, JP, it was just 2 weeks ago ahead of the divisional round where Sean Payton out loud, it was one of the more reflective responses that we have ever heard, and it came from a play calling question. And he basically was like, I have to make sure as I age, and of course I'm paraphrasing, I have to make sure as I age because I am changing as a person that I basically still have my fastball, that it's got to be quick. It's got to be quick. And he said, when I was younger, I'd call a reverse from the 8-yard line, not think twice about it. He said, now I think about all the things that can go wrong. And then you fast forward 10, 14 days, whatever it was, after those comments, and he has got a moment, James, in the AFC Championship game on 4th down where he's not getting the play in time. He's got to call a timeout, and then he's asking his backup quarterback to throw the football. It's just a disastrous, old school philosophy says take the points, but the analytics also said take the points. And then there was Sean's decision. And then within that, there was the play call that was dead on arrival. And I wonder if all this coming together, the acknowledgement of who Davis Webb is and is trending to be, where Sean is currently at, the game day gaffe that cost them, contributed anyway to a Super Bowl appearance. I just wonder if all this energy coming together is like, you want to know what? It's time for me to be more of a CEO, and I'll tell Davis, hey, run it or pass it, but I have to step out of the trenches of the play calling. What do you think about all that?
I think if you know Sean, that's going to be difficult. I do. I think it's going to be difficult. Now, I could be wrong. I think he wants to continue to call plays. That would be my guess. I think he's still outstanding at it in in a vacuum of the entire season, and the design that he has. I would say this, though. There also is a variety of processes. I mentioned what Kansas City does. There are a lot of things where there's a lot of communication. Somebody else sometimes delivers the play. Sometimes somebody else kind of has, the input, the way it varies throughout putting it in. Like, there are different ways that play calling is done in a lot of different buildings. Dan Campbell had a kind of a different process when he was working with Ben Johnson in the way that they went about it in Detroit. So there are different ways, and maybe, they do look at certain ways to get Davis's mind involved in what they're doing a little bit further as well. But I do know that Sean takes a ton of pride in the way that he, calls plays and the way that he thinks about his offense. And so, I just would think if you are going to move Davis into that spot, and like I mentioned, I talked to somebody today that has been in 20, 30 interviews for head coaches in their career, working in organizations, and it's like, this guy's one of the best that I've ever seen. And so if he has that type of ceiling, he has that type of makeup, you'd be doing a disservice not to lean on it in a greater capacity in 2026 than you did in 2025, right? If he has that ceiling and he has that ability. So how they develop that and how they use it, I think is something that Sean and the rest of this offensive staff, and Davis Webb included, if he stays here, would have to come up and think about. But I do think when you have that type of, narrative about you as a young coach, Sean keeping him on his staff, if he does decide to stay, you're going to want to use that brain as much as you possibly can.
James, life is all about the choices you make, right? And so you have Sean Payton, 4th and 1, decides to go for it with a backup quarterback, does not work out, turnover on downs. Was that the biggest reason, though, the Denver Broncos lost that game?
I don't think so. I really don't. I mean, I know we've been breaking this play down ad nauseum. You can go. We did a show on The Athletic yesterday. If anybody wants to go and watch, don't tune away from the fan. Maybe do it on a second screen, please. I don't want to steal viewers. But Chase Daniel and I broke it down. And Chase played for Sean forever. He knew exactly the play. He spit out the play right in the conversation. I know this play. This is a Sean staple. He's used it a ton. He said exactly what players told me in the locker room. I don't love the play call in the situation. I think Sean kind of hinted at that as well today. But nobody in the locker room I talked to disagreed with him going for it and being aggressive in it. I look at it in adverse real quick. Everybody's brought up the weather in here, and I hear Stink on all the shows saying we had a weatherman in. The weather was going to get bad. My opinion is if the weather's going to get that bad, go up by even more points. Like, make it even more difficult to come back if the second half is going to be difficult. I still think at it from that sense. I mean, you're rolling at that point, man. You're up, 125-12 in terms of total yardage? If your quarterback that's a backup is kind of rolling in that moment, and he's feeling it a little bit. But, yes, Chase even said, who knows Sean very, very well and has played for him, and been in that quarterback room a ton, he was like, I don't dig the play call in that situation with the personnel that they had. So I don't think that essentially lost it. I mean, I'd love an explosive run in the postseason. Never happened. Love a rushing touchdown in the postseason. Never happened. I would have loved, field goal operation and field goal kicks, and something that's been you've leaned on. It's something that Seattle has done great with their special teams being a big part of the reason why they're in the Super Bowl. That to come out well. I just think there was a lot of things at play, and I don't fault a guy from doing what he's done all year in that situation more so than I would have fault Sean if he went against what he's done all year. 2 or less, they've gone for it almost every time this season. So,
but the major difference
change in the big moments.
But James, the biggest difference that you're failing to mention even once is that
Jarrett Stidham is in there.
I get it. You're asking him to do what you would ask Bo to do. Bo's a franchise quarterback, and the other guy hadn't thrown a pass in 749 days, and that's how you were choosing to skin that cat in that moment. I mean, the Patriots were down 2 possessions 3 times all year and lost 2 of them. So
I also think about it too, though. Like if what Sean has done the entire week was instill everybody that he was going to do nothing different with Jarrett Stidham as opposed to Bo Nix. That's what he told the entire team the entire week. That's the message he sent to the entire team the entire week. And then that early in the game, he has Jarrett Stidham in, and he goes, "Well, I'm going to now do things completely different. I don't have faith in Jarrett Stidham. What did he preach the entire week to the team?" I think there's that part of it as well. You're right, Phil. It's the trust aspect of it, and then you start changing the way you play. In the beginning of the game, when you told your entire team you weren't going to. Listen, they've been very successful in those situations, and I get it that Bo Nix was in there in them. I like that Sean stayed aggressive. I do. I understand the points, but at the same time, with the way that they operate and the percentage that they did in 4th and 2 or shorter is greater than 50%, you're usually going to score on those drives, and that's 7 points as opposed to the less percentage. You kick field goals twice, and that's 6 points. So I just think there's an argument to be made, and we could dissect this for an eternity.
We really could because you go up by 10, you're in a 2-possession game. You go up by 14, you're in a 2-possession game. So
I mean, and we also don't know how was New England going to call the game in the second half if it was different. You know what I mean? Like, what was their play calling situation?
Yes. Yep, for sure.
A lot of things could have changed.
Yeah, a lot of things could have changed, and we could literally do this for another hour. Shoot, I know, because I did it for 4 hours yesterday.
You got them worked up, James.
Great, JP, great stuff. Fun going back and forth, and cheers to you, man.
You guys, can I say one thing very quickly?
Yeah, for
I
sure.
just have to say this because this was the biggest news of the day and the biggest news of I don't know how long. If you've ever had the privilege, and I've had it, to sit in a room with Bill Belichick and have him tell you about football and just listen to him talk about the history of the game, listen to him talk about the intricacies of the game, the scheme of the game. I've been privileged enough to be in a small group multiple times with Bill where he's done that. The fact that he is not a first ballot Hall of Famer is an absolute disgrace to the Hall of Fame committee and to the Hall of Fame. And so I just wanted to put that out there because I've never been blown away like I have been in conversations with Bill, and nobody's had more respect for the Hall of Fame than Bill Belichick in his entire life, probably.
Yep.
I've been on the phone, honestly, in the room with other guys that have gotten the call that they didn't get in, and it's crushing. I've been there with guys when they didn't get in, and I can't imagine what that phone call was like to tell Bill Belichick he didn't get in.
Incredible. Bill Belichick, not a first ballot Hall of Famer. Shedeur Sanders, Pro Bowler.
Pro Bowler.
Make
that make sense.
This is where we're at, JP.
Yeah.
All right.
We got it, man. You better make the most of that opportunity, man. Pick every quarterback's brain while you're at that Pro Bowl. That's what I would do.
Yeah, there you go.
I would make the most of being a Pro Bowler.
Perfect timing, James.
All right. Yeah, perfect timing. Okay. All right, James. Great stuff, man. We'll talk to you.
Boys.
All right. There he
take it
goes.
easy.
That's our guy. That's our guy, James Palmer. Great stuff. Great back and forth. We have some news to pass along about Nikola Jokic that, not great. Details next.
Jarrett Stidham came out on fire, but ultimately couldn't overcome the Patriots defense. With bad weather and no run game, did Denver's offensive inconsistency finally catch up to them? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Wesley is a truck driver.
I drive a truck, and I love what I do.
A truck driver with IRS troubles.
They told me I owed them $43,000.
It got really bad.
Quite a few letters in the mail. They were talking about wage garnishment, coming after my house, my car. Yeah, they don't play around. I seriously thought that I was going to lose everything.
One sleepless night, Wesley finally made a call to Optima Tax Relief at 2 a.m.
Kind of figured I'd get a machine, but I didn't. I actually got to talk to an actual person in the middle of the night.
He found just what he was looking for.
Oh, they were great people. You need a team of people that know what they're doing. Optima Tax, they know what they're doing.
Optima Tax Relief came through with flying colors.
I saved an incredible amount of money. Happy don't even come close. I was absolutely overjoyed.
Take Wesley's advice.
If you're in any kind of trouble with the IRS, call Optima Tax Relief. Don't trust anybody else.
Call Optima for a free consultation. Call 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460. 800-343-6460.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Zach By here. For 5280 Exteriors, Colorado homes face more risk than ever from intense weather, including wildfire exposure. 5280 Exteriors prioritizes fire-resistant, non-combustible, low-maintenance exterior upgrades with reliable, quality installations. Protect your home with James Hardy siding, TimberTech decking, and Pella Impervia fiberglass windows, all designed to stand up to heat, weather, and time. They also offer 60 months no-interest financing. 5280 Exteriors, the altitude of quality.
HelloFresh makes home cooking nutritious, delicious, and exciting. You excited when you get those freezer-burnt, pre-packaged meals in the mail? I know I'm not. Go to HelloFresh.com to explore plans and menus because nothing hits like home cooking.
How about a simple New Year's resolution, one that even I could achieve? Reverse the clock on hair loss with Advanced Hair's simple one-day FUE treatment. You will feel more confident and more youthful when you witness your own natural hair growing into those places that have been balding or thinning for years. From Advanced Hair's breakthrough technology to their highly experienced team, there is no one I trust more in hair restoration. Their simple FUE treatment begins to regrow your own natural hair the very next day,
and your new hair is backed by the Advanced Hair Guarantee. I know from personal experience, Advanced Hair's exceptional standard of care makes your comfort and your results their top priority. Celebrate this new year with a fuller head of hair and get a free consultation, $250 off, and 250 free hair grafts. Call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR. Discover what meeting your resolution could look like with the before and after pictures at advancedhair.com.
Babe, your arms look amazing. Working out is paying off.
Thanks. I just wish my chest matched. No matter what I do, I'm frustrated with my man boobs.
Hey, don't beat yourself up. More than half of men have gynecomastia. It's gland tissue, not laziness. Same thing is happening to my friend Trisha's husband. He went to Dr. Cameron Dastery at Modern Surgical Arts of Denver.
For real? You get good results?
He got great results. Call him, honey.
Call today. They're offering complimentary consultations for the fan listeners. 303-470-3400 or at modernsurgicalarts.com.
New deals, new wheels. AutoNation's New Year, New Wheels event is going on now. Drive any new or used vehicle 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Save thousands on Toyotas, Fords, Hondas, Chevys, Mercedes-Benz, and more. 0 down and 0 payments for 90 days. Hurry to your nearest AutoNation store today or AutoNation.com.
On select models with approved credit. Interest accrues from date of purchase on deferred payments. See store for details.
One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. One iced coffee?
$1, please.
For real? No way. What a deal.
Your new morning groove. Iced coffee from McDonald's, any size for just $1 until 11 a.m. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
The Ultimate RV Show is returning to the Colorado Convention Center in Denver, Colorado. Admission is free. Join us January 28th through the 31st to shop special show pricing on over 300 fully staged new and used RVs. Get a first look at brand new models. Browse a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Check out the latest RV gear and accessories and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show at the Colorado Convention Center, January 28th through the 31st. Get your free ticket today at ultimatervshow.com.
A friend asked me the other day why I loved being in the diamond and jewelry business so much. I'm Shayna Williams.
And I'm Dylan Williams from Williams Jewelers. It's not just about shiny rocks, precious metals, and meticulous craftsmanship from the world's very best.
It's really about you.
It's your life and loves. It's about your moments and the ones that define you.
It's the birthdays, the anniversaries, the birth of a child. It's when you're on one knee asking the love of your life to spend forever together with you.
For 3 generations now here in Denver, you've trusted Williams Jewelers with the most important moments in your life.
That's what's precious to us.
And why we love what we do here at Williams Jewelers every day.
You see, our why is you.
Williams Jewelers, we can make diamonds a part of your life.
Williams Jewelers of Inglewood, the official jeweler of the Colorado Avalanche. In Inglewood at Broadway and Bellevue, and right now online at williamsdiamonds.com.
The right financial strategies can make a huge difference, especially if you're nearing retirement. Adam Mueller talks retirement strategies with Mile High Money. Saturday mornings at 8 on Denver Sports 104.3, The Fan.
Tune in to Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, Wednesdays at 9:15 to hear ESPN NFL analyst Dan Orlovsky break down Bo Nix and the Broncos every week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app. It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, we'll step away from the Broncos for a few minutes here. We're going to get back into the season-ending press conference, which we never really got a chance to dive into because we got the news that offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi has been fired. And I want to react to the most recent news coming from the Post about the process that's going to be unfolding here in the next day or so. We'll do that in a few minutes. But first, man, oh, man, oh, man. Phil, when Nikola Jokic went down 1 month ago, all right,
Dr. Z, what happened, D?
Well, there was a hyperextension.
Yeah.
Right? Grade 1.
diagnosed it.
And I did. And I said to you, I'm really not that worried about it. Like, he's going to be okay.
Yeah.
I was more worried about the team drowning without him. Well, that turned out to not really be the case. I'm so impressed with the non-Jokic Nuggets here and what they've done this past month. It really has been fascinating to watch.
9-5, Z. 9-5 without Jokic, which is crazy. It's insane to think, but they stayed afloat. They're just waiting for their big man to come back.
Yep. And there's others missing, right? We know that. It's been
all the starters.
Yeah. I mean, AG is out tonight with a hamstring. Pistons are in town. One of the best stories in the NBA this season. They're not going to have Jokic. They're not going to have AG with a hammy. Christian Brown is still out with an ankle. We need to circle back and talk about that.
Where you at, CB?
But the news here coming out within the last hour or so is, I was fully expecting Jokic to play in the next game against the Brooklyn Nets, and that's not going to happen. Today is exactly 4 weeks since the injury happened. They said they'll reevaluate in 4 weeks. Well, we get the news in the last handful of minutes that they're kicking the can down the road for at least another week to then be reevaluated. So it's not he's coming back in another week.
So
He'll be
test him out.
Reevaluated in another week. And I just thought, man, I was watching this dude doing his on-court warm-ups, and I'm like, he looks pretty good to me. Not so much from the Nugget side.
Now, is that more, do you believe, because I believe it's more of the team being cautious than Jokic not being ready to play. I think Jokic is, if you want to put him out there, Jokic is going to be ready to go, especially his skill set. He's not as athletic. Now, he is athletic, but high-flying, jumping around, he's not going to do that. So I believe if he needed to go out there today and it was a playoff game, he'd be out there. But you're not in the playoffs. All right, it's January, right?
Still for
January,
another couple days.
January 27th. And so I was looking for February 8th, the Super Bowl. We were going to be out there. But why push it? Why push it when you know you have a lot of runway left? You know that you need this guy for the biggest moments in the postseason, and there's no rush. That's kind of what I'm thinking they thought. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I just think they're being extremely conservative. Because here's the thing. If there's no Jokic, nothing matters.
Yeah.
Right through a championship lens, nothing Denver Nuggets related matters if they don't have the best player walking planet Earth. And, unfortunately, with this news here today, that he's going to miss at least another week, and it's secondary, it's tertiary, what's after secondary, he's not going to win an MVP. He's not going to qualify for the number of games needed to win an MVP. And he was having such an incredible season. Somehow, some way, his best season yet. And the rule that the NBA enacted probably, I don't know, I think it started maybe 4 or 5 years ago. It was not meant for people like Jokic. It was meant for load managers and hurting fans who had bought tickets to games and the guy's sitting there healthy and happy as a clam on the bench. And so it that stinks.
Well, you got the NFL tweaking rules, so the NBA tweak a rule to let Jokic win it, or have an opportunity to win.
I was just gonna say, I just want to see an MVP race, and there's not really going to be one without Jokic. So stinks, man. Stinks for the individual success or awards rather, and recognition, but it also just flat out stinks for the team because here's something to keep an eye on. This actually happened. This Jokic injury actually happened at like the perfect time. All right. And there is no perfect time for your best player to get hurt. But
you're talking about a schedule.
Yeah. It's like, look at the teams that the Nuggets got to play over the course of this time without Jokic. It was, they got to play, a down Milwaukee team, a terrible New Orleans team, a tanking Mavs team, a terrible tanking Washington team twice, Milwaukee again. I mean, so it was the softer portion of their schedule. You got a really good Pistons team coming in tonight, a bad Brooklyn team on Thursday, but the return of MPJ for the first time,
yep.
A streaking Clippers team, the defending champion Oklahoma City Thunder on Sunday, followed by going to Detroit on Tuesday, to the New York Knicks on Wednesday. So it's going to get tougher here in a real hurry.
Yeah, and this is where it's like, damn, man, like if Jokic is out, that's one thing. But you're talking about Christian Brown being out. Aaron Gordon being out. Cam Johnson, who's I feel like has been out this whole year. That's crazy to think. So you're missing a bunch of players. On top of that, Jamal Murray is still banged up. Peyton Watson is dealing with 2 ankles.
Literally.
It's crazy to think. So it's a banged up team that's getting ready to go up against some tough opponents, especially the Pistons, who are young, hungry, have a chance in the Eastern Conference, and have some superstars on the team that are ready to explode.
Yeah, I was going to say, if you have not taken an hour of your time, let alone the 2.5 hours it's going to take to watch the game tonight, if you haven't put eyes on Cade Cunningham, this young man has it. He's a future MVP candidate. He's got a teammate named Ausar Thompson, who's one half of a twin combination that are just fantastically fun to watch. So it's going to be an entertaining game tonight. Hopefully it'll be an entertaining game. No Jokic, no Christian Brown, no Cam Johnson, and no Aaron Gordon. Not ideal.
Perfect.
Not ideal.
Come on, guys. Let's go, Nuggets.
All right. Let's take a look back at the season-ending press conference. Sean Payton, George Payton both spoke. We'll give you our biggest takeaway next.
Sean Payton said he couldn't coach scared this week, and he certainly followed through. But did his aggressive mindset cost the Broncos a shot at the Super Bowl? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Big tax changes this year could mean a bigger refund, and Jackson Hewitt knows how to get you your biggest. You'll get $100 just to try us. That won't make you filthy rich, but definitely gas plus groceries rich. And since we know all the new tax codes, you could get thousands back, which would make you low-key loaded. Or at least wealthy adjacent? Go with our trusted pros and get $100 to switch. Rest easy. Jackson Hewitt's got your taxes, guaranteed. Limited time offer for new clients, participating locations only. Details at jacksonhewitt.com.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Hey, Mark Schlereth here. A new year doesn't always call for something new. Sometimes it calls for something better. If your home would be more comfortable with better windows or new siding, Gravina's Window Center of Littleton can help. Right now, save 25% on Infinity replacement windows and 20% off James Hardy siding with 12 months no interest financing. Call them 303-794-0490 to schedule your free in-home visit, or visit windowsforyourhome.com and say this is the year your home feels better.
Discover incredible savings at the Mountain High Appliance Clearance Center in Denver. I'm Brad Barnett, president of Mountain High Appliance. Our clearance center offers a huge selection of ranges, refrigerators, laundry, and more. Save up to 60% on open box, scratch and dent, display models, and overstocked appliances from Bosch, Thermador, KitchenAid, and many more. When you're looking for great deals on appliances, our clearance center is your go-to destination for the best prices and selection.
Mountain High Appliance, your favorite appliance store.
Thank you.
Are your investments in the right accounts? What's best, traditional or Roth? Are you receiving all available tax deductions? Are you paying as little in tax as you can? These are all questions you can't afford to get wrong. Hi, I'm Jeff Jr., founder of Trajan Wealth, and in many cases, it's not what you make, but it's what you keep that makes the real difference. Trajan Wealth and Trajan Tax work closely together exclusively. No more guessing about whether you should do a Roth conversion, or if maxing out your 401k is really the best option. Our nationally recognized fiduciary advisors and CPA team work in tandem to make sure your tax strategy works with your investment strategy. We'll even do your tax preparation. One team, one strategy. Isn't it time for a second opinion? Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Download to see if you qualify. Not all customers will qualify. Transfer fees may apply. No Albert subscription required. Albert is not a bank. Albert Instant Loans are issued by FinWise Bank, member FDIC. Not an actual client. Terms apply.
Kylie, what's wrong? I just got hit with a car repair bill. I'm behind on rent, and I feel like I can never save any money.
Have you tried the Albert app? Albert is your financial assistant, helping you find ways to save and create custom budgets to actually grow your money. Plus, you can get up to $10,000 for big expenses or advance up to $1,000 fast when you need cash right away.
Albert can get me up to $10,000?
Exactly. Albert spots you in a pinch and helps you grow your money in the long run.
I'm downloading Albert right now.
Download the Albert app and use promo code PLAN to borrow up to $10,000 for whatever you need. The Albert app helps you budget better and save more money so you reach your financial goals faster. Download the Albert app right now and use promo code PLAN to borrow up to $10,000. Use code PLAN to borrow up to $10,000.
Between groceries, travel, and higher prices, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, especially if you're already relying on credit cards to cover the basics. If that debt is piling up, you're not alone. If you're a homeowner, you might have considered reaching out to American Financing, but hesitated because you don't want to give up your low mortgage rate. That's why American Financing created the Smart Equity Loan, a simple, smart way to get your finances back on track without giving up your low mortgage rate. Unlike a HELOC, which can fluctuate with the market, the Smart Equity Loan offers a fixed rate, so you'll have one predictable monthly payment. It lets you use your home's equity to pay off high-interest debt, free up your cash flow, and still keep your existing mortgage intact. There are no upfront fees to find out how much you can save. Call 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now.
800-575-7098.
Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-7098. That's 800-575-7098.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan presents The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay.
All right, so we had this presser today. End of the season. Sean Payton, George Payton, and
the players.
Yeah, the players.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, we still have some of that audio. We'll sort of comb through it, tomorrow as well, as there's just a lot to get to. I think one of the themes of Sean Payton's time up at the podium was, going back to that fourth down play that has been broken down and criticized and put under a magnifying glass. This was, right out of the gate. He was asked about it, very first question.
I don't know which is the greater regret. The decision is certainly the play call. Back in the good old days, you used to be able to get a measurement. And there was something about a measurement that did two things. I knew he was short, and when you look at the film, he was actually a little shorter than they marked it. But it also buys you time to think of the call you want. So we used the timeout. I think probably what irks me more is the call more than the decision. It's still early in the game now, and we knew there was going to be flurries. Well, we have a new feel for flurries here, or what can change at the base of a mountain. But that, there are those moments where, that you wish you had back.
Moments you wish you had back.
Yeah.
There's real regret for this
and
decision.
I feel like we all, honestly, as humans, there's times where it's like, damn, I wish I would have had that one back. And then, of course, it is what it is. You got to move on. At some point, we're going to have to move on, just not today. Not today. We're going to talk about it. And I thought what was interesting about that clip was Sean saying he regrets pretty much the play call, not necessarily the decision. That's what I got out of it.
Well, it sounded like initially he regretted both
but put more of the emphasis on the actual call.
But do you truly think he regrets the call?
Yes, the call. Yes. His decision to go for it, I do.
See, I don't know. I don't know if he necessarily. I think he's saying it just because he knows, like, hey, like, it was a bad decision. But it's who he is. And we talked about it yesterday. We combed it all out, or combed through it. He has been an aggressive coach his whole career.
Yep.
And the reason why that man won a Super Bowl was because he did an onside kick in the damn Super Bowl. They helped him win the game. He did it at the beginning of this season. Now, I'm with you on the Tennessee Titan game. Like, why are you going for it on 4th down, 4th and 3, and you throw a bomb? It just doesn't make any sense. But he has been the same guy every year. Every game, he has kind of been the same type of guy.
Yeah, but I'll give you pushback on that because I would have way less issue with going for it if your starting quarterback was there. Like, everything changes when...
Would you though? Tell me, like if even if they had that same play call, because I don't even think Bo Nix wouldn't have been able to do that. Right?
No, yeah, the play was a disaster. It's dead on arrival. It doesn't matter if it was Brett Favre back there. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
So, but like, no, I would have still said take the points, go up 2 possessions, even if Bo Nix was there. But I would have felt a lot more comfortable had he made the call and it was Bo Nix making the pass. You were asking Stidham to do that. Stidham hadn't played in years, and you hear the regret and the ask was just a little bit too much. And I'll say this: like, when we were on the air yesterday, I had not read the Seth Wickersham piece from ESPN.com. These guys have this relationship, and I don't know where it stems from. I'm not sure. But Seth Wickersham was in the locker room with Sean Payton after the Bills lost in the playoffs last year. Well, he had him back in the facility, both before and after the game. So Sean is just so unique. I mean, here you are in the biggest game of the year, and you have a member of the press just with you in the facility. It's very
life stories.
It's very unusual. That is so uniquely Sean Payton. That is not normal. But what we found out from that is that last Sunday, I'm just going to read real quick, okay? I'm just going to read real quick. This is from ESPN.com. Last Sunday night, Sean Payton sat in his office at the Broncos facility watching film of his opponent in the upcoming AFC Championship game, the New England Patriots. He wanted to have the Rams-Bears divisional round game on in the background. He turned on one of the flat screens in his office. He flipped it around, somehow ending up on Nickelodeon and Dora the Explorer. He finally got the right channel just in time for the Bears to make a critical decision on their first drive. On 4th and 2, from the Rams 21, they elected to skip a gimme field goal and go for it. The exact type of call that has dominated playoff professional and college football this season and can end up winning a tight game or be one of the main reasons for a loss. Payton saw the Bears line up on offense, and he squinted. Kick it, he said. Why are coaches not kicking field goals? End quote. Turning back to the game preparation. So he is watching a similar sequence in an early stage of the game in a very similar down and distance. And he's saying, man, why don't these coaches just take the points?
And it's the truth. I mean, we've talked about it where it's like, why are these coaches in today's game so aggressive when the points are just there for them? I still don't get it.
So it's almost like, Phil, he's talking to himself, his future self. And just like Sean Payton would write, run it on his play sheet.
He ain't listening to that.
And then doesn't run it. He is saying in a very similar situation, man, why don't they just take the points? And there you were, not taking the points, having that 4th down play blow up. And here's what I had heard several times people just say it. Well, the analytics. Well, I'm reading Andrew Mason's article at DenverSports.com, and he's got an analytical model saying that the analytics said in that moment to kick it as well.
Take the points.
So you have a unique, controversial 4th down call where the old school mindset of taking the points actually syncs up and agrees with the modern day analytics. And then you have Sean making this decision. And I agree. I don't want to reduce the game down to just that one sequence. There was more stuff that went wrong, but you cannot overstate the importance of that sequence. The Patriots were down 2 possessions 3 total times this year.
Yeah.
That's it. The Broncos felt like every week they were down 2 possessions, had to come back. The Patriots were very unfamiliar to that setting. 3 times all year they were down 2 possessions, and they lost 2 of the 3. Here's another one. Quarterbacks, okay? Quarterbacks in their first postseason road start, 59 wins, 119 losses. Doesn't matter if you were Peyton Manning, Kurt Warner, Terry Bradshaw, Joe Montana, Steve Young, Drew Brees. 2 out of every 3 quarterbacks, when going on the road in their first road playoff game, they lose. And you put just all this stuff together. You know, yesterday I was reacting in real time with just raw emotion, and
for sure.
and I didn't like the decision when it happened as I'm sitting there in the south stands. But now that I have even more information, whether historical or analytical, it just hardens me in my stance from yesterday that, man, it just you made the wrong choice. And Sean knows.
And he regrets. He regrets it. He said he regrets it, but he also said he regrets the play call more than he regrets his decision to go for it, because it's Sean Payton. And Sean Payton has been very aggressive in his career, and it has helped him win a lot of games, but it also has helped him lose a lot of games as well.
Okay. We will, over the next day or two, go through all of this stuff and talk about the offseason approach, and we have nothing but time here moving forward to address this Broncos offseason. But I will say, the Broncos are at a fork in the road when it comes to one hot topic member of this offense. And we'll dive into that as we are on the doorstep of 40 consecutive minutes of commercial-free sports talk coming up next.
The Broncos have fired offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi.
We take the next step today.
With a rising star like Davis Webb waiting in the wings, is Sean Payton clearing the path to keep his talented QB coach in Denver? Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Progressive presents a guided meditation.
Hear the birds sing. A chipmunk nibbling on an acorn. Smell the pine needles gently falling into your living room as the breeze blows through the gaping hole in your roof. Gaze up at that broken tree branch and relax, because you bundled your home and auto with Progressive and have the peace of mind of 24/7 protection. So relaxing.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Rain on game day doesn't faze Dave. He's already got his poncho. Just needs to do something about those wipers. So Dave heads to AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone,
where a friendly AutoZoner helps him get premium quiet wipers and some hand warmers.
You're all set.
Now, if only his team can handle the elements as well as his new wipers. Get wipers, glass cleaner, and more with no hassles, just help at AutoZone.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Hey guys, boy Stink here today about my long-term buddy Troy Hansford. And if you're thinking about selling your house for any reason, now might be the time to sell, still get top dollar. Believe it or not, my guy Troy is still offering his $5,000 guarantee. What is it, you ask? Well, if he can't sell your house at your price on your timeline that you agree upon beforehand, bam, going to cut you a check for $5,000. Who else makes the offer? Nobody I've ever heard of. And he makes that offer because he continues to spend a ton of money marketing his listings, has about 100 families approved and ready to buy right now. And if for any reason you need to sell right away, Troy can buy your house, all cash, and he can close in as little as 7 days. You have a house to sell, Troy probably has that perfect buyer for you right now, waiting for you to pick up the phone and to call him. Call Troy, get your home sold for the most money. That's 720-944-33, 720-944-33. Troy Hansford of RE/MAX Professionals, a Colorado licensed broker. Some restrictions do apply. You want to sell your house? Then call my buddy Troy, 720-900-4433.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. Hey, I got a real cool story I wanted to share with you. Many years ago, my lovely wife Kimberly wrote down a prayer that said, God, make me a lighthouse so I can be a light to others when they're in a dark place. She filed that card away both in her heart and her prayer box. And then about 3 years ago, I asked my wife to leave her job in corporate America and come help me open up 303 Law 4040. And she absolutely loves it. She really feels like helping other people when they are hurting and don't know what to do is her calling. So here's the really cool part. A few weeks ago, a client came in to pick up a check and said to Kim, I really want to thank you. You were a lighthouse to me when I was in a dark place. It gave me chills when Kim told me that. If you've been hurt in an accident, it really is our honor to help you in your time of need. Call us anytime at 303-LAW-4040, where you always get to speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. That's 303-LAW-4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303-LAW-4040.
Hey, what's up? It's Zach here. And if you're looking for your new go-to spot in Centennial, the Basketball Social House is it. Award-winning food and drinks, an incredible weekend brunch, and a brand new sports bar entertainment space where you can catch every Colorado game. Even if you're not playing, it's a great hang. But if you are, their private basketball suites are unreal. Full court, lounge, music, TVs, the whole setup. And because you're hearing this from me, get half off your first private basketball suite rental. Just use code HALFOFFHOOPS. Trust me, you're going to love this place.
Weight came off naturally. The biggest difference was having my own nutritionist, someone I could text anytime with questions. SodaWeightLoss.com. They deliver fast, easy, convenient weight loss with no hunger, no guesswork, and clients routinely look and feel 10 years younger. That's why they have nearly 9,000 positive Google reviews and thousands of before and after photos to prove it. And right now, join Soda and your partner joins for free. Go to SodaWeightLoss.com. That's SOTA weightloss.com. Soda Weight Loss is, say it with me, state of the art.
Denver counts on Fix It 24/7 for heating and plumbing with legendary service. Proud partner of the Denver Broncos and proud to serve the community. FixMyHome.com.
Stay up to date on the Broncos with our 9 News Broncos insider Mike Kliss. Presented by Fitness Gallery. Hear the latest from every practice and every game every single week during football season. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan. You're listening to The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
All right, we are going to circle back to the news of the day here in just a couple minutes, which I think you could classify as surprising. Joe Lombardi, offensive coordinator for the Denver Broncos, fired today.
Poor Joe. What my man do? It's not like he did too much. He didn't talk that much. He wasn't the offensive coordinator, was he?
We'll circle back to it because there's a lot of follow-up questions. And is this clearing away for Davis Webb? You know, we'll get into all of it, okay? But before we do that, the Broncos are at a bit of a fork in the road when it comes to one hot topic of this Broncos offense. J.K. Dobbins. And would you entertain the idea of bringing back Dobbins? If so, at what cost? And I don't know how realistic this conversation is over there at Broncos Park, powered by Common Spirit. I'm not sure.
Z, it has to be a big part. I mean, when J.K. was not available, we all felt it. They felt it. They said multiple times that they took a big loss after J.K. left. It wasn't just him being out on that football field. It was his presence in the locker room. Because once you go on IR, a lot of times you're not in the building. You might be there in the morning. You might come back in the afternoon, but you're not a part of the team. Somebody else is replacing you until you come back, and then they'll cut a player and then add you back from IR. So he probably wasn't in that locker room. Why would you be if you're not going to be able to play and you're probably feeling some type of way and you want to kind of stay away from it to cope with everything? Then when you come back, you think you're going to play, but you don't end up playing. but we needed him. If we were going to make this run, it would have been so much easier this year, or even trying to beat the New England Patriots, if we had a run game.
Totally. I think, considering the lack of expectation that we had for J.K. Dobbins, J.K. Dobbins was not on the football team. They added him late. It was like getting close to mid-July. They bring him in right before camp. And I think he actually fulfilled his contract in the 10 games. I mean, he was that good. This guy was a top 5 running back in the NFL, making $2.5 million a year. And unfortunately, he gets hurt. That's been the story with J.K. Dobbins. You can't talk about his football career without, like, he's just inextricably tied to the injury conversation.
Every single year.
Every year. So, but honestly, like, man, I'd actually bring him back because I don't think there's very much downside at all to bringing him back. Now, it's not the only thing you do. You have to address the position in a more long-term, meaningful way, I think, through the draft or free agency. But
how could you say the downside? The downside is he's not available. Like, if he's not available, then he's sitting there with a contract again, but he's not out there on the football field, and we need him. We know that, like, what he can do when he's healthy. Averages 5 yards a carry. Can score the touchdowns if he's given the opportunity. Truly, at one point, we thought he was the identity of the offense.
Definitely, he was.
In camp, they wanted to run the ball, and they were showing it by saying, hey, we're going to run a lot. JK, RJ were getting a lot of carries during the camp practices. So, like, the downside is you end up bringing him back, and he's not available when it matters the most, and that's the postseason.
Well, I think that he is such a low-cost expense. I don't think there's a downside to rolling the dice and say, hey, if we have J.K. Dobbins for 10 games, just like we did last year, that's a benefit. It's worth the $2.5 million. You're going to draft someone else or bring someone else in free agency. R.J. Harvey is not he's not a true number one running back. And I just, yes, there's a downside of injury for sure. But I'd bake it right into the evaluation of, like, we know we're not going to get this guy for the whole year. That's why he's going to make $2.5 million. But when he's out there, he's incredibly productive. And hopefully this guy runs for almost 800 yards in 10 games before he gets hurt. Or we try to manage him and not bring him off the bench until week 7. I don't know. I think you can get creative, but he's such a low-cost player and such a high-level performer when he's out there that I think it's worth the roll of the dice.
You're just sitting here acting like you know that he's such this low-cost player. You just got done saying that he outperformed his contract.
No, I said he fulfilled it.
Yeah, okay, he fulfilled it.
Like, the expectation when you signed that guy for $2.5 million, like, he was the top 5 back for 10 games.
So when he's healthy, he's a top 5 back. So why do you think he's going to settle for $2 million? He's going to look at this and say, look, I know I've been hurt, but you got to give me more than $2 million. Because when I was not on that football field, you guys lost your identity. You didn't know who you were. Bo Nix had to save the day. He had to be Superman again. You can't trust R.J. Harvey. You can't. Maybe you're going to go and draft another one. You still can't trust that other rookie until he starts playing. You know what you got out of me when I'm healthy. I'm not taking $2 million. I could probably get that somewhere else. Because he will. He'll be able to get $2 million somewhere else.
He'll be able to get $2 million somewhere else, yes. But why would you want to go take $2 million somewhere else when...
Because why would I sit here and let you guys use me up again when you know what I can do? Like, you know I can do this. Reward me. Because you should have probably paid me if you wanted.
With what?
More money.
Okay, so how much more money?
$5
million?
$5 million.
To play football for a season?
Guess what? You're not in cap hell anymore.
Phil.
You're the richest ownership group. Show me that you didn't want
Those
me.
two are unrelated.
You didn't want me. You came and called for me. You came and called for me at the end there. I saved y'all's asses for 10 games. All right, you didn't reward me with touchdowns. I don't even know what and now I have to go back to Phil. I don't even know what that man's incentives were. So what if it was the touchdowns? But R.J. Harvey's getting all my touchdowns, so I couldn't make my money that way. I end up getting hurt. You're going to pay me if you want me here.
Phil, if you think that J.K. Dobbins is going to get $5 million to play football in 2026, I have some Colorado beachfront property to offer you. Beachfront, you're going to love it.
Look,
Timeshare.
He's going to get $5 million.
He is not, Phil.
He's going to get $5 million.
Phil?
Did you not just say this man's a top 5 running back when he's healthy?
But the problem is he's never been healthy for a season.
But I'll tell you this, that's anybody.
No.
We're getting ready to have a conversation with Bo Nix, right?
Yeah, we will have that tomorrow.
Okay.
But you cannot just look at J.K. Dobbins' injury history and say, hey, it could be anyone. His bones are pie crust.
Then why do you want him back
every single year?
So why do you want him back then?
Because when he
that's
is
a bad
available,
investment, then,
this is why he's not when you're paying him $2.5 million. He's not getting $5 million, Phil. He's not.
He is.
He is not.
He's going to get $5 million,
I will
and
bet
it might
anything.
be here in Denver.
It's not going to be here in Denver because just because the Broncos have more cap space doesn't mean that J.K. gets what he wants.
Yes, because the cap goes up for everybody. So guess what? The money talks. You're going to give somebody a little bit more money, especially if
you can give him a little bit more. You can give
$5 million.
Give him 2.7. Give him 2.5.
He is not playing for what he just came here for, and he actually outplayed his contract.
How? Hold on, Phil. In 2024, he played in more games and went for more yards, and that was his market. So you're telling me another year older, playing in even less games, running for less yards, he's going to demand more money?
There's context to that. The Chargers held his rights. They didn't release him until the end there. So the first and second wave of free agency went out the door, and they still held on to J.K. Dobbins. That was crap for them to do. So once the third wave came, now J.K.'s sitting there saying, let me play, chess and not checkers. Let me figure out who's the best for me. Because
why do you think,
guarantee he had other options. I guarantee
why do you think?
Matter of fact, I know that.
Why do you think he chose the Broncos?
Because of
do you think he took less money? He could have made more somewhere else?
Why would you not? The Broncos were 10-7 last year. You have the best offensive line. If you're a running back, you're thinking about the offensive line. You're thinking about what's going to make you look good.
Not for sure.
Broncos.
Yeah, for sure.
So why would you not come here?
If he got $500,000 more from another team, you think he took $500,000 less to come to Denver?
Depending on who it is.
No, Phil.
If it's the Raiders,
anyone could have had Dobbins.
No,
anyone could have had Dobbins.
No, they couldn't have.
Wait, why?
Because he was held hostage when.
I understand it. When they released him, anyone could have brought him in. The Broncos brought him in out of the cold and said, "Hey, come play for us."
The Broncos pitched him. Broncos pitched him, "Hey, you should come here for us." And then he comes here, does what he just did for us, and that's how you repay him.
Phil, it's the market. It's a market. It's not personal.
No.
The market for J.K. Dobbins, will be around $2.5 to $3 million.
You've said that before, and you were dead wrong.
According to SpotRack.com,
SpotRack is wrong all the time.
And it can be, but this is what we have to work with. His calculated market value is $2.6 million. It's going to be right around there, and they're going to build in some incentives. And for that price point, I don't really see the downside, of bringing him back next year. I want him back next year. I want him back next year, and an additional add to the room.
Then you should be willing to give this man $5 million if you want him back that bad.
Why would I pay him twice as much as I need to?
Because he's a top 5 running back. That's why you pay him.
You're leaving out the context of he's always hurt and has never had a healthy season.
There you go. But you want him back?
Yes.
You will want him back. And so what if he goes and has another phenomenal year, 10 games, and this happens to him again?
This is what you're paying for. This is what you're signing up for. I'd rather have J.K. Dobbins for 10 games next year at $2.5 million than not have him. And what are you doing? You're saving $2.5 million on an NFL roster? Give it to Dobbins.
You call that a good investment?
Bring him back. Of course it is.
If you sign this man, you're signing him because you believe that he can stay healthy with the
Nope. Because
with Lowry and all that.
No. Because if I believed he could stay healthy, and that's forecasting something that's never happened, he would be making way more than that. He'd be making more than $5 million. He'd be making $10, $12 million.
Yeah, if he could stay healthy.
But it's the story of his career. So
the man, I want J.K. Dobbins back too. And he's going to get a deal where it's like 1 or 2 years. Let's go 1 year. 1 year, $5 million. And some incentives. You hear me right? $5 million
He's
first.
not getting $5 million.
Yes, he is.
Guaranteed he's not.
Guess what?
He can earn up to it.
Guess what? There's not a better running back right now than J.K. Dobbins.
For the Broncos, you mean?
Yeah, for the Broncos.
Right now, you're right, but also free agency hasn't started, and the draft hasn't started.
So free agency, you're going to go and cough up $35, $40 million for Breece Hall?
Phil, listen to this.
He's going to want some money now.
No, he's earned his money. He's 24 and he stayed healthy. He's a $1,000 caliber back. But he's actually never gone for $1,000, so you'll be able to actually get him
this year.
Oh, okay, right.
He did this year.
He had not leading up to this year. So good for him in a contract year, getting to that benchmark. But Jake, this is what's going to happen. I've been to the future. I'm just going to tell you what's going to happen.
Your future's wrong.
The free agency is going to come and go, and no one's going to sign J.K. Dobbins. The draft is then going to come and go. And then teams who are unsettled at the running back position, they may sign J.K. Dobbins.
Okay.
The Broncos, in my opinion, should get out in front of it, say, hey, JK, we want to bring you back. And I'm feeling nice. We're gonna go $2.8 million.
2.8.
That's right.
Cute.
With incentives, you earn up to $6 million.
Be like, all right, holler at me when you're sober.
What do you think his guaranteed money is going to start with? What number? What number?
It's gonna be like they're gonna start with like 3.5.
For his guaranteed money,
Yeah,
and then
guaranteed is
incentives.
3.5. Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
$5 million.
that doesn't sound crazy.
3.5 guaranteed.
Okay, that doesn't sound crazy. I thought
But
you were
it's
talking
1
about
year.
$5 million guaranteed.
No.
Oh, okay. So 3.5.
But it could be $5 million guaranteed because this is what's gonna happen. Z, like you just said, I've been to the future too. The draft is gonna come and go. Free agency, yeah, he's not gonna get it because he's still dealing with the Liz Frank. He got to get clear from that. Draft is gonna come and go. They may draft one, but hey, you don't know what that kid is gonna really be like. You may draft him in the 4th or 5th round.
Yeah.
You're gonna get a free agency. You're either gonna have to fork up a boatload of money, or you're gonna have to try to find somebody that's going to take less. So you're gonna try to find this running back. The back you really want is probably gonna go somewhere else. So now you have no choice but to give JK a little bit more than what you want to because now it's in his hands. So he's just waiting there chilling, relaxing, because now you need him, and we need a running back, don't we?
I will make a bet with you. The guaranteed money for J.K. Dobbins next season will start with a 2. Once again.
No.
It'll start with a 2. Now, do I think you're psychotic for saying 3.5? No, I don't at all. Because it's, in the landscape of the NFL, 2.5 to 3.5, like it just takes one team to say, yeah, we'll value. I just don't know how a year after in 2024 he ran for more yards and played more games. And then this year ran for less yards, played less games, but his value is going to go up.
Because
I just don't see it.
The man, if he played 2 more games and got the carries, he would have been over 1,000 yards.
If
well, we've been saying
it's a story of his career.
See, we've been saying if all yesterday and today with everything.
Yeah, no,
with the
that's
Denver
true.
Broncos.
That's true. All right, we'll see. Dobbins, what do you think about Denver?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a Bronco. I'm a Bronco. I'm a Buckeye and I'm a Bronco. I wasn't drafted here, but I do firmly believe that I'm a Bronco and love everyone here. I even love you guys. And sometimes that's hard. Because as I can recall at the beginning of, like in the summer, you guys were you were predicting like 700 yards for me rushing throughout the whole year. I got that in 10 weeks. Almost 800. So it is hard to be, hard to like you guys, but I like you guys. That's how great it is.
Sounds like he likes being in Denver.
He loves it here. You want a little bit more money.
New number's 1.8. This is KKFN and KKFN HD1 Longmont Denver. We are coming with it, and we are coming for it. It's Zach By and Phillip Lindsay, and we are The Drive.
Woo! That good news. We know you love it here. 1.2. Bet minimum for sure.
Well, we'll see how it all ages for Dobbins. He's a character.
He is.
He is a character.
You got to love him.
Well, and I'll say this too, and this is part of their pitch, and then we'll move on. Hey, you have the best chance to stay healthy here. You have the best chance to stay healthy with us here.
He said, I listened to that and I only got to 10 games.
Yeah.
I was with the Chargers, and I had more games under my belt.
It's true. It's true.
That's true.
All right. So, man, we were getting ready to dive headfirst into the end of the year season press conference. It was just after 3 o'clock. And we played the first audio cut from Sean Payton, him regretting going for that 4th down and regretting the play call. And in the middle of playing the first piece of audio from the press conference, Drew, our producer here, got in my ear and said, Joe Lombardi has just been fired. Wow. Curveball. Offensive coordinator for the Broncos out. All right. This has been Sean Payton's right-hand man here in New Orleans. Several stops in New Orleans, actually. Went away, came back, relieved of his duties. What kind of surprise was this for you today?
I was a bit surprised because Lombardi, it's not like he's a true offensive coordinator. Like, we know that when the players are being called out there, it's Sean Payton doing all. So to me, the first thing that came to my head was like, was he the fall guy? Like, are you truly going to blame Lombardi for like what has been done? I don't know if the run game has something to do with it, the pass game. Who knows what his job really was as a quote unquote offensive coordinator. But then the other thing started to come to my mind is you have this big hot shot in Davis Webb.
Yeah.
What does that mean? people are looking at Davis Webb to be a head coach. The Raiders may end up hiring Davis Webb as a head coach.
They could.
And maybe someone like Sean says, you know what? I have a job. I have a spot for you. You don't have to go anywhere right now. I want you to be my offensive coordinator, brew under me just a little bit longer, go to a better situation, but we need your mind here. Bo Nix needs your mind here, and that's why they were able to let go of Lombardi because of Davis Webb.
Yeah, and that's what we immediately started to speculate on the air when we were just like on our, thinking on our feet, reacting to the news in real time. And, I heard Mike Kliss say this morning, he said that Webb had an interview last night and this morning. And I'm like, whoa, like typically when you do the sleepover, man, you're getting offered that job. And maybe he did get offered that job. I really don't know. But this young coach, Davis Webb, has been identified as a bit of a shooting star. Raiders weren't the only team that he was doing interviews with the Buffalo Bills as well. And there may even been another team. But anyway, like this guy is a hotshot. This guy is a shooting star. He's viewed that way. We'll see if it ages like that. And so, one of my thoughts was that I bounced off you is like, if you're Sean Payton, one, Davis Webb at minimum is getting an offensive coordinator job this cycle.
Hands down.
All the head coaching announcements have been coming out. Like John Harbaugh, now the coach of the Giants. Stefanski now with Atlanta. Robert Saleh with the Titans. Jesse Minter is now the head coach of Baltimore. Mike McCarthy, how about that? Head coach of the Steelers.
Man.
Joe Brady, internal candidate. Classic hire for the Buffalo Bills right there. And then you're still waiting for the Cardinals, the Browns, and the Raiders to fill their openings. But the offensive coordinators' jobs are going to be given out here, like right now. And so if you're Sean, you understand how bright of a mind he is. And don't forget, when Davis Webb first interviewed here in Denver, he left. And Sean Payton said, I think we just made a mistake. You need to call him and tell him to turn around right now. We want to hire him. I don't know why I let him leave. And it could be another situation like that of like, I'm getting ready to see this guy leave. He's super bright, and our team is better off with him and without Joe Lombardi if that's what I have to do, if that's what's necessary to amputate a member of my staff so we can keep him. And I think that with the Raiders thing, he could be saying, dude, that's a bad organization. This opportunity is not going to be the last for you. Now, you can go take it, but, man, look at the last half decade. They're paying 5 coaches to not coach the Raiders. You could be set up to fail. Who's your quarterback? Oh, you don't have one? Hey, stay here under me. We'll give you a promotion, a massive raise, be a part of this ascending operation, and you'll get to be choosy this time next year.
And Sean knows how to paint pictures.
Definitely.
Right? VJ said that. He knows how to paint a picture, have everybody believe in that picture, and you go from there. And Sean's a guy that, hey, he's a smart dude. He knows what he wants. And when he wants it, he's going to go at it hard. Yeah, the ownership group that has all the money in the world, you can kick a little bit more to Davis Webb to stay there and say, hey, we believe in you that much. We're willing to give you double the pay. Offensive coordinator, you can learn a lot more. Go through the right steps.
Yep.
Be a pass game coordinator to move up as an OC, have success. Let's say we go 14-3 again, have the number 1 seed. You're for sure going to get a head coaching job with a better organization. My guess is
exactly,
your hope.
Exactly. Look at the jobs still left open. Look at these jobs: the Cardinals, the Browns, and the Raiders. You're ask Vance Joseph. Go ask Vance Joseph what it was like. In some ways, being set up to fail, his first coaching opportunity in 2017.
No, Zach, not in some ways, always. All right, and it was in all ways. I'm just going to say that when it comes to VJ, his first year, he was not set up for success. The quarterback was not in play. VJ had no say in his staff, no say in the players.
Right.
So you're a head coach, but you have no say. You're just a puppet.
Yeah.
That's
so
exactly what it is.
Yeah. So I think that I think it's pretty reasonable too, because we actually just saw assistant. Now, he was an offensive coordinator, not a quarterback's coach like Webb is, but we just saw Ben Johnson be the hottest name in a coaching cycle 2 years ago. And he pulled his name out and said, I'm going to go back to Detroit. That is it. I think I can go win a Super Bowl there, and I don't think my value is going to drop here within the next year. And because he did that, he's able to sit back and watch Eberflus get fired in Chicago, and it's like, wait, now I'm handpicking the Chicago Bears and quarterbacking Caleb Williams. And if you're Sean Payton, you could be like, dude, don't go to the Raiders. Or he's probably not saying don't go, but like be mindful.
Don't go, man.
I would. Here's the context of the past couple Raiders coach. Ask him what the experience was like, and you don't have a quarterback. What if this time next year, Zach Taylor's out in Cincinnati and you get to coach Joe Burrow? What if it's this time next year, Packers are moving on from Matt LaFleur and you get to be the head coach of the Green Bay Packers, a stable, well-run organization? What if they get to the end of the road with Nick Sirianni in Philly?
Yeah.
I mean, these are all way better jobs than these that are currently available.
But now the question becomes is, okay, offensive coordinator here in Denver. Everybody's happy, excited. Let's see what Davis Webb really got or what he's getting ready to do. But are we truly actually going to see Davis Webb on display when it comes to play calling? Or is he just going to have that name, offensive coordinator, and just sit up there in the press box doing what he's probably doing right now, which is the pass game coordinator? And you have Sean Payton that's going to be calling the plays. Like, what good is that if you're Davis Webb? It's like I could be a head coach and really do something and show that I belong in this league as a coach. Or I can sit here and be up top and listen to you call the plays. And I know I'm not going to have that chance. That's what Lombardi did.
Yeah. No, it's a really good question. It's a really good question. And I think it's probably doubtful that Sean Payton would say, you want to know what? I'm willing to let go of the steering wheel a little bit and loosen my grip on it, and you can have more of an influence on game days. What does that look like? I don't know. Is it handing the play calling over entirely? Maybe. I'd say probably not. But we were talking with
first time ever doing that.
He's called plays in one game, and it was a preseason game. I think against the Cardinals.
It was against the Cardinals.
So you don't have experience, but I wonder if Sean is once again painting a picture of what we talked about with James Palmer in Kansas City with Eric Bieniemy. They had a rhythm of, hey, 2-minute, end of half. That was Eric Bieniemy's time, in the NBA. And I know like it's the NBA, but there's a singular coach for out-of-bounds plays. That's his only job. There's could you have a setup like
where Davis Webb is
Bieniemy
doing
and
third down work?
Yes, something like that where it's some sort of hybrid where Sean Payton is still maybe has one hand on the steering wheel instead of two, and Davis Webb's on the other. I have no idea. But no, it's a good point because yes, you'll have the title of OC. Yes, you'll have a pay raise.
But are you actually the OC?
Right.
Are you actually able to spread your wings and fly and show the NFL world that you're the bright-minded coach that everybody should be after that next year? Because that's the goal, right? The goal is if you don't get a head coaching job, be the offensive coordinator, have a bunch of success, continue to develop Bo Nix, who's a franchise quarterback now, and your name's on Bo as well, saying, hey, I helped that man out.
Yeah.
Go to another organization and look like Ben Johnson. By the way, I love Ben Johnson and what he has done for the Bears,
Totally.
but also just him as an offensive coordinator has been very creative in the NFL. So the only way that happens, though, is if Sean Payton lets this man call plays, which I doubt is going to happen because Sean is stuck in his ways. Just like I said earlier, just like my father is stuck in his ways. There's no talking to that man. I talk to him till blue in the face, and he's still going to disagree with me. Even if I'm right, Pops, you still want to disagree with me. That's Sean Payton.
Well, I'm not going to give you too much pushback on that, but I think it's worth mentioning. It was the week of the divisional round against the Buffalo Bills where Sean Payton, for really the first time, at least since he's been in Denver, and I would just say probably for the first time ever, from the sounds of it, he gave the most reflective answer about calling plays that we have ever heard. I mean, truly, you used the word at the time, vulnerable.
Yeah.
And he revealed that, and I'm paraphrasing, but he said
something along the lines of, I have to make sure that basically I still have my fastball. And he's like, I have to make sure that it's quick, that like I'm calling these games quick, like I did when I was younger. He said, when I was younger, we'd run a reverse on the 8-yard line, and I wouldn't think anything of it. Now I'm thinking about everything that could go wrong. And lo and behold, 12, 13 days after he gave that response ahead of the divisional round, he has this botch of a play call that played a role in the Broncos not playing in Super Bowl 60.
Yeah.
And he said, I have to be quick. I can't overanalyze. What did he say the first call was on the 4th and 1?
It was going to be a run.
It was going to be a run. And then he changed it to a pass.
He called a timeout.
Called a timeout. So for the first time, you have like him being vulnerable enough to question his own ability calling plays. And then within 2 weeks later, you really have a bit of a gaffe, in my opinion, that played a role in you not going to the Super Bowl. And so I wonder if there was ever a time of him saying, I would be willing to meet someone in the middle and give a little bit of this responsibility up on game days. And if I'm ever going to do it with someone, it's this young guy who almost looks like my former self when it comes to dialing it up.
I mean, hey, rising star. People are interviewing to be a head coach and has not been an offensive coordinator yet in this league. We're talking about Davis Webb. Now, my question to you is this. We've talked about Davis Webb, offensive coordinator. It looks like that may end up being the case. They're going to go through a process. Who knows if you just go through the process like the Bills did, but then hire an internal guy.
Right.
Like the Nuggets just did as well.
That's right.
Does Sean Payton need to give up play calling duties and let Davis Webb call plays?
I'm not ready to say it's something that needs to happen. This is a football team that just won 14 games without a run game and without a meaningful tight end.
But the offense has been very
no, you're right.
Streaky, right? Inconsistent.
Very much so. Very much so. I'm just not ready to say it needs to happen. This organization has turned like a speedboat on the dime since the moment he got here. After almost a decade of futility, he got here, and it was a hard right turn. And I'm not ready to say, hey, this needs to happen. But man, there's certainly some indications that it could happen, and the Broncos might be the benefit of it. And I said this yesterday. That was that decision that Sean made on 4th down. That was the play caller, Sean Payton, not the CEO, Sean Payton. And I wonder if on game days, the Broncos just need a little bit more CEO.
But maybe that's the deciding factor in this case, where it's like, I don't have my fastball anymore. I don't want to get to a situation like this and mess up. And maybe now it's like, hey, Sean, Sean's not giving up all play calling duties, but maybe it's the exact opposite of what you said they could do with Davis Webb. Maybe it's Davis, you're gonna be the offensive coordinator, but I'm gonna do some of the third down work and some of the red zone work. But after that, I'm working on just the fundamentals of what a head coach needs to do, game management.
Yeah, game management.
That's my job. Third down work, all right, goal line and game management. And you do all the rest. Now, if it doesn't work out and you don't know what you're doing and we start to mess up, I can always take back control of my team, my offense.
Yep.
Because Davis Webb is still going to have some of Sean's offense because that's what he's learning from.
1,000%.
But you give Davis Webb that opportunity to show the world, show Sean that he truly can be a head coach in this league and that his offenses can be explosive, because that's exactly what we need here. 2 years in a row, the defense has been dominant. Really, really good, at least. But the offenses for 2 years have been inconsistent. We need more from the offenses moving forward if we want to win a Super Bowl.
There's no doubt about it. And I do wonder if an element of this is, and let me just address this too, because so Joe Lombardi fired today, offensive coordinator from the Broncos, and our guy Luca Evans from the Denver Post put it out there, hey, per source, and I'm paraphrasing, hey, the firing of Joe Lombardi, that was independent from anything going on with Davis Webb. Where's my challenge flag? I don't think, and I'm not.
He said, "Where's my challenge?"
No, and in no way am I like saying that that's not a real report or real source, but like he can get told that, but also like they have to go through the process. Yeah. They have to legally go through the process, and so I just am not going to be surprised even 1% if when they go through the process, the new offensive coordinator is Davis Webb.
See, it should be. The guy is being talked about as a head coach. So if he doesn't get the head coaching job with the Raiders, then he needs to be your offensive coordinator. He's in the building. Obviously, like, you know something a lot of people don't. And the reason why people know this is because you've been putting it out there.
Well, and I think there's
the OC.
There's an element to this as well that I want to mention is everyone who talks about Davis Webb, who knows Davis Webb intimately, says, dude, this guy is really bright. He's really bright. He's getting second interviews. He's making good impressions on these organizations and certainly great impression on the Denver Broncos. And I think that if he's as bright as everyone says that he is, more oftentimes than not, the brightest people have incredible self-awareness and they know what they don't know. And so in his heart of hearts, Davis Webb might know, man, I don't know if I'm ready to be a head coach, the CEO of an organization when I've never been. I'm going to be the boss of a position that I've never even held.
Yeah.
That is like microwaving your development. And I just wonder if he has got the self-awareness. You know, Greg Penner wasn't a football guy. He buys a team, shows up, and you don't hear from him. He just did all the inventory. He wasn't doing a lot of talking, bossing people. Like, he was like, I don't know this.
Observing everything.
I don't know this world. I need to be here for every second. I'm going to be in the war room. I'm going to be at training camp practices. I need to learn this. And I think that Greg Penner's a really smart person, and that's the best way to go about that. And I think it's similar for Webb in that he might know in his heart of hearts, especially with an organization like the Raiders, he might know that's a bad organization, and I'm going to be asked to save it, but I've never done anything in this space. Not materially, like comparatively, like where he'll be in 2-3 years. So you go back to Denver, an ascending operation, be the offensive coordinator, work with Sean Payton, get more seasoning.
Just continue to develop.
Yep. And guess what? This time next year, you might be named the head coach of the Packers. You might go on to coach Joe Burrow. You may be the next coach in Philly. Like, any of that stuff is possible. And it's sure a hell of a lot better of a scenario than coaching the Cardinals, Browns, or Raiders, the last 3 jobs available.
Yeah, give me the OC job. Up my pay a little bit, give me an increase in pay, and then let's try to win a Super Bowl. And then after we win that Super Bowl, then I'm off somewhere else to be a head coach. I believe that Davis Webb is going to be the offensive coordinator here. It's perfect timing for this man, and there's a lot of noise around him. Let him be the offensive coordinator and let him show us all that he can truly do his job and have an explosive offense.
Man, oh man. All right. Really good conversation. Extremely relevant. We pivoted on today's show, and obviously it's the big news of the day. So we'll see how this process, this quote-unquote process for the Broncos finding their new OC actually unfolds here in the coming weeks. Okay, we'll take a brief time out. Today had potential to be an important day in Denver sports, but it's not, and we'll talk about why next.
Support St. Jude Children's Research Hospital today for a chance to win 2 tickets to Super Bowl 60. One lucky winner and a guest can win 2 tickets to the big game, attend the exclusive Legends for Charity event, and a meet and greet with ESPN's Kirk Herbstreit, plus a 4-night hotel stay, round-trip airfare, and ride and share credit. Go to propeller.la/Super Bowl LX for more details. That's propeller.la/Super Bowl LX. No donation required for entry. See official rules on propeller.la for details. Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
We know exactly what you're not thinking about right now. Wiper blades. But now that you are, take a moment to think about how Rain-X is the #1 brand of wiper blades in America. Why? Because Rain-X thinks about wiper blades all the time. We obsess, so you don't have to. Simply install our blades and then think about literally anything else. So choose Rain-X, America's #1 wiper blades, and then go back to not thinking about wiper blades. Rain-X. Outsmart the elements.
Save more on the brands pros trust at Lowe's. Right now, get up to 35% off select major appliances and choose from our wide lineup of top brands. Plus, save $100 on a Little Giant 22-foot multi-position ladder. Now just $189. Built for strength, flexibility, and job site versatility. Pros, these savings will only be here for a limited time. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 1/30. While supplies last. Selection varies by location. See Lowe's.com for more details.
I am down 60 pounds with SodaWeightLoss.com, and the weight came off naturally. And I'll tell you, having my own nutritionist, someone who is always available by text, made all the difference. It's real support from a real person. That keeps you consistent. SodaWeightLoss.com is the #1 weight loss company in America for client satisfaction and results. Clients look and feel just like I do, 10 years younger. You move in easier, you sleep better, you get your confidence back, and it is awesome. And with nearly 9,000 plus positive Google reviews, the results speak for themselves. And here's the best part. Join now, and your partner joins for free. You start together, you support each other, and you both get younger feeling, healthier versions of yourselves. Go to SodaWeightLoss.com. That's SodaWeightLoss.com, SOTA weightloss.com. Learn how to eat, what to eat, and when to eat, and transform your life, just like I did with SodaWeightLoss.com. Soda Weight Loss is, say it with me, state of the art.
So, you're ready to propose, huh?
Yeah, man. She's definitely the one.
What are we thinking about the ring? I got my wife's at Hellsberg. I couldn't recommend a better jeweler.
I could use some help with that.
Man, go to Hellsberg. I had no idea how many details you need to consider. Did you know you can get a natural or lab-grown diamond? I didn't. Figure out what she wants. Trust me, they'll make it happen.
Start your story with Hellsberg. Shop in store or at hellsberg.com.
A family office is a team built to handle the 3 biggest financial responsibilities a family faces: wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning. Most firms only manage your investments and refer the rest out, hoping everyone stays aligned. At Trajan, we built something different. Your wealth, tax planning, and estate planning are handled together inside one firm under one roof. There's no guessing whether your CPA, advisor, and estate attorney are truly in sync, because our team works together every day on your behalf. When your financial life becomes more complex, your advice should become more coordinated, not more fragmented. One plan, one trusted team. Call Trajan today, 720-204-8100. That's 720-204-8100.
Trajan Wealth, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Additional services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax. Additional disclosures and accreditation at TrajanWealth.com.
Dan Jacobs with 303 Law 4040. Hey, I got a real cool story I wanted to share with you. Many years ago, my lovely wife Kimberly wrote down a prayer that said, "God, make me a lighthouse so I can be a light to others when they're in a dark place." She filed that card away both in her heart and her prayer box. And then about 3 years ago, I asked my wife to leave her job in corporate America and come help me open up 303 Law 4040. And she absolutely loves it. She really feels like helping other people when they are hurting and don't know what to do is her calling. So here's the really cool part. A few weeks ago, a client came in to pick up a check and said to Kim, "I really want to thank you. You were a lighthouse to me when I was in a dark place." It gave me chills when Kim told me that. If you've been hurt in an accident, it really is our honor to help you in your time of need. Call us anytime at 303 Law 4040, where you always get to speak directly with me or my lovely wife, Kimberly. That's 303 Law 4040. Go ahead, save that number in your phone. You never know when you're going to need it. It's 303 Law 4040.
Still haven't filed your taxes? Hey, you're not the only one. A lot of good people fall behind. But here's the thing. The longer you wait, the harder the IRS can hit back. Penalties stack up. Interest piles on. The letters get more aggressive. None of it magically disappears. It's why I always tell folks, call my friends at Advanced Tax Solutions. These are not generalists. They don't dabble in tax problems. They live in this world. Resolving IRS issues is all they do. Maybe you're 1 year behind. Maybe you're 10. Maybe you've got unfiled returns, wage garnishments, bank levies, or you're just losing sleep wondering what the IRS is going to do next. Their licensed tax professionals can step in fast, talk to the IRS for you, stop the stress, and start putting a real plan in place. And listen, waiting never makes it better. Every day you delay is another day the IRS gets to tighten the screws. One quick call to Advanced Tax Solutions, that could be the start of a quick resolution. So take control of your tax situation before the IRS does. Reach out to Advanced Tax Solutions today and breathe again.
The 2025 sell-off event is happening now at Beaux-Arts Chevrolet in Park Meadows and Celebration Chevrolet in Aurora. All 2025 Chevrolet models and select 2026s are priced to move. When you buy, you're choosing a name you can trust for all your automotive needs. Mention the Fan and get 10% off any service with tire rotation always included with any basic service. Happening now at Beaux-Arts Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet. All financing is based on approved credit. Incentives vary by model and availability. Select 2025 and 2026 models only. Service offer valid at Beaux-Arts Chevrolet and Celebration Chevrolet with mention of station. See dealer for complete details.
It's The Drive with Zach By and Phillip Lindsay on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan.
We have more breaking Broncos news.
What's going on?
Man, oh man, from within the last just handful of minutes, found out in the commercial break, the Denver Broncos, more changes. So we just spent basically a half hour talking about the firing of offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi and what it means for someone like Davis Webb. Well, we're also hearing that the Broncos have fired wide receivers coach Kerry Colbert, as well as fired cornerbacks coach Addison Lynch. Wow.
I guess for me, I don't know what's going on in the building. Obviously, they don't like what the coaches are doing. Maybe there's a couple other positional coaches out there that they really want. This is the time to do it. Maybe Davis Webb is going to take the receiver's job, the receiver coaching job, the DB's job, and the OC job.
Boy wonder. He can do it all.
Right? Isn't that what we're hearing?
Man,
what do you think of it? Man, what do you think of what's going on?
Well, I'm speculating. Okay?
Yeah.
I'm speculating.
For sure.
I am not inside there, and I am outside looking in. Okay? Wide receivers. A lot of drops this year. A lot of drops. And I wonder if Sean just got pissed off enough at a certain point. Like he had a moment today where he was talking about the wide receivers and talking about how to catch the football.
Yeah, I remember that moment.
Yeah, and he's like where your thumbs have to be together and they should always be together. And I wonder if he did not like the technique that was being taught or wasn't being enforced. Maybe not taught, but wasn't enforcing the technique with these young wide receivers. And Cortland Sutton had too many drops this year. The whole room. I mean, they had, outside of maybe Pat Bryant, who I can remember just dropping one ball all year. I mean, there was moments of, it just wasn't good enough.
No, and that's a great speculation there. Because you, as a coach, as a head coach, you're trying to figure out what's going on. Why is your receiving core dropping a bunch of balls? And then you end up being the fall guy, right? Somebody has to pay for it. So the coach is out the door. But also, maybe it's, hey, you're too close with your players, where it's like you're not holding them accountable like you should. Now, I don't know. I'm speculating like you.
Yeah, sure.
But when you get in there and you start to be somebody's friend instead of being the coach and separating that relationship, and your head coach is looking like, okay, like they don't respect you like they used to, maybe it's time for you to move on. And I'm speculating. I don't know. I've heard great things about both the DB and the receiver coach. But I guess it just wasn't the right fit moving forward.
Yeah, not the right fit for right now.
Yeah, for right now.
And then on the cornerbacks front, cornerbacks coach Addison Lynch, I have no idea what the thought is here. Again, I will just wildly speculate. You had someone like Riley Moss.
It's Riley Moss's fault.
Whose technique was way too handsy this year. And was that either being coached or allowed? And Moss gave up as many yards through penalties as anyone in the NFL this year. And I have no clue. Or it may just be about, hey, there was 9 firings in the NFL this year. That means more likely than not, 9 wide receiver coaches became available. 9 cornerback coaches became available. And it's just like, hey, you were a good hire at the time and a perfect stopgap, but the guy that I really want and can upgrade with just became available. And unfortunately, because that's true, you are no longer employed by the Broncos.
Cleaning house. Are we going to see anybody else? Anybody else going to be leaving here soon?
I don't know, man. Like, here's what I have to say. Man, the Broncos, and I just said this to Drew in the commercial break. The Broncos just went 14-3 and lost in the NFL's Final Four. And Sean Payton, with actions, is telling you it's not good enough. Because there's a lot of people who I think that would have the thought process of, dude, we just went 14-3. We lost because we didn't have our starting running back or quarterback. Like we have the ability right here in this room. Not with Sean. Not with Sean Payton. And I don't want to see anyone lose their job. Okay, let me just say that. But goodness gracious, I kind of like the lack
You're
of
a sick man.
No, I know.
I kind of like it.
No, I'm not talking about the actual humans losing their job, but the philosophy of, I know this isn't good enough. I'm not going to trick myself into this as being good enough. And that's whether it's from faulty coaching or someone else becoming available. Like, regardless, it's we can get better. And we're going to.
He's setting the tone. That means Sean Payton is setting the tone that, hey, last year was last year. 14-3 was still not good enough. We did not end up getting to a Super Bowl. Now, yes, there's context to it. No starting running back, no quarterback, your starting quarterback was not available. Like, that matters. But we need to get better. Even as coaches, we need to coach things a little bit better. And now for Sean to even fire somebody like Lombardi, who has been with him, has been a part of his coaching staff for many years with the New Orleans Saints, and coming back and now being with the Denver Broncos and still being able to cut ties with them, that lets you know that Sean's all about business, that he cares about his football team, he cares about his legacy, and making sure that he has the right guys for the job.
Well, it was the Broncos who put this news out. This was not like someone breaking the story. So I'm mentioning that because I don't think many people saw this coming. And Sean said in a statement from the Broncos, quote, I want to thank these coaches. And once again, if you're just joining us, Joe Lombardi fired. Wide receiver coach Kerry Colbert fired. Cornerbacks coach Addison Lynch fired. Sean said, quote, I want to thank these coaches for playing an important role in elevating our program over the last 3 seasons. I've been fortunate to work with Joe Lombardi for 15 years, and I am particularly grateful for his many contributions to our success as offensive coordinator. We sincerely appreciate Joe, Kerry, and Addison's hard work and wish them all the best in the future. So this does not seem personal in any way, shape, or form. This is just a head coach doing what he thinks is best for the football team. And again,
what's best for this football team moving forward is for Sean to get the damn situational football under control.
Yeah.
Like, be the better version of yourself as well. Maybe you need to take a step back and fire Sean Payton, the offensive coordinator, for a little while, or take a break. Maybe let someone like Davis Webb, this rising star, get his opportunity. Right? Like, everybody needs to look in the mirror. It's not just about these coordinators and position coaches getting fired. Like, everybody had a part in the good and also in the bad. So take that step back and truly do what's best for the football team.
Well, it's got to be hard for someone like Sean, who has an element of loyalty, to him, and firing a friend that has coached with you for 15 years. That can't be easy.
No.
That can't be easy. But I remember, I think it was John Summerall, the new Florida head coach, who said, he was asked about hiring his friends, and he said, no, I don't hire my friends. I've lost friends because I didn't hire my friends. I have to do what's best for the football team. And in this case, instead of hiring, it's unfortunately firing. And so, wow, what a shakeup within that building. I can't imagine like today being around the facility, tomorrow being around the facility. Wow.
Well, them players aren't there. They're in Cancun right now.
For sure.
Texting their coaches like, damn, coach, what happened?
Yeah, man. Okay. Well, that's the skinny on that. Massive shakeup today within the Denver Broncos. Massive. Okay. I want to pay off what we didn't get to as I teased into the previous break. Today had potential to be an important day in Denver sports, but it's not, and we'll talk about why next.
The Broncos offense fell flat in the snow, and Denver lost to the Patriots in the conference championship. As the magical season comes to a close, did Sean Payton prove his team is for real?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Never have I ever called my sister from the finish line of my first marathon. Hello? You won't believe where I am. Are you running? Mile 26. I'm gonna make it.
Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e with its advanced camera system on us. Plus, 2 lines for just $30 a line.
Guys, I can't believe it.
I knew you could do it, babe.
That was amazing. Mom, how do you feel? I feel great. I can't feel my feet. Let's take a picture, and then you may carry me to the car.
Share every stride, every mile, every memory on America's best network. Switch to T-Mobile's 55 Plus plan and get iPhone 16e on us and 2 lines for just $30 a line.
With 24 monthly bill credits and 2 eligible port-ins on Essentials 55 Plus for well-qualified customers with autopay plus taxes, fees, and $35 device connection charge. Credits end and balance due if you pay off early or cancel. Contact us. Finance agreement 128 gigabytes, $599.99 required. Best mobile network in the U.S. based on analysis by Google of Speed Test Intelligence data 1H 2025. Visit T-Mobile.com.
The Ultimate RV Show is returning to the Colorado Convention Center in Denver, Colorado. Admission is free. Join us January 28th through the 31st to shop special show pricing on over 300 fully staged new and used RVs. Get a first look at brand new models. Browse a huge selection of pre-owned RVs. Check out the latest RV gear and accessories and enter to win a new RV. Don't miss the Ultimate RV Show at the Colorado Convention Center, January 28th through the 31st. Get your free ticket today at ultimatervshow.com.
2026 is shaping up to be an amazing year to buy a home in Colorado. If you've been dreaming about getting into your first place, upgrading for more space, or downsizing for a simpler lifestyle, now is a smart time to start planning. And the first step is easy. Get pre-approved. With American Financing, you can get it done in 24 hours or less, so you'll know exactly what you can afford before you start shopping. Rates have been dropping, home prices are steady, and more homes are hitting the market. You could score the right home at the right price and lock in a monthly payment that fits your budget without stretching yourself thin. And unlike renting, every payment you make goes toward your future, not your landlord's. And here's a misconception we'd love to bust. You do not need 20% down. Many buyers purchase with as little as 3% down. So if home ownership is on your 2026 goals list, let's make it happen. Call American Financing, Colorado's home for home loans, at 303-695-7000. That's 303-695-7000, or visit them online at americanfinancing.net. NMLS 182334, NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Okay, does this happen to anybody else? You sit down with a juicy QPC, some McNuggets, and those golden fries from McDonald's. Then you take a long sip of your Sprite because you can still hear your mama saying, "Don't fill up on that drink before you eat your food." But you're grown now, so you do what you want.
Share and share alike with the 20-piece McNuggets from McDonald's for just $6. Limited time only. Price and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
You'd love new windows, but don't want to pay a fortune for them. I get it. Well, January is a great time of year thanks to Window Nation. Right now, they're more affordable during Window Nation's Buy 4, Get 4 Windows Free sale. Plus, you could get them with 0 down, 0 monthly payments, and 0 interest for 2 years. And ask how you could get a pair of Icon Pass 2-day sessions. If you're feeling cold drafts, have trouble getting your windows open or closed, or paying a lot for your heat, it's time for new windows. Don't wait to put an end to your window problems. Visit windownation.com now.
Hi, I'm Lexi, your friend and jeweler at Shane Company, where we're all about you. Your style, your budget, your dream engagement ring. We'll take total care of you. First, come browse all the beautiful settings in our cases. Take your time and try on as many as you want. You'll know when you put your ring on. Your heart will skip a beat. Now, onto your center stone. We can look at different diamond shapes and sizes until we find the perfect match. Come visit us in store, because a friend wants you to get exactly what you want. Shane Company, your friend and jeweler.
Brenda Stokely from my friends at Roller Auction, leader in Colorado auctions for over 40 years. They conduct over 150 auctions every year, selling tens of thousands of items at the price you set. Auctions are held regularly for Colorado government agencies, and they always have big-ticket items at great prices. That's why I love Roller Auction. And almost all bidding is conducted online in real time, and it's open to the public. Anyone can participate. Check back regularly. New auctions are added weekly. Be the first to know about new auctions available for bidding when you sign up for email notifications. Go to rollerauction.com/thefan.
You know what it takes to win: the preparation, the game plan,
The refusal to quit when things get hard. You bring that same mentality to your business every single day. But even the best teams need fans in the seats. At Denver Sports, we put your business in front of Denver's most passionate, loyal audience, on air, online, and on the big screen. You've got the drive, we've got the reach. Visit us online at DenverSports.com. Let's build your roster.
Stay up to date on the Broncos and the latest news from around the league with our NFL insider James Palmer, exclusively on Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan. Mondays on The Rundown with Richie Carney, Tuesday afternoons on The Drive, and Friday mornings on Stokely and Evans with Mark Schlereth, all season long. Denver Sports 104.3 The Fan, DenverSports.com, and the Denver Sports app.
How are you guys?
Well, I'm not going to say great. Chance to go to the Super Bowl evaporates in front of our eyes.
Just like that.
And sort of still sorting through. I wanted to wake up and feel great, and it's okay. It's I just don't.
Yeah, it's going to take a couple weeks for sure. I don't love people who are like, great season, we'll get them next year. It's like, guys, we can have those conversations next week, the week after, the week after. It's okay for it to still be raw. I mean, you give up 10 points at home in an AFC title game, and you're not going to the Super Bowl? You kidding me? And 7 of those 10 points were absolutely gifted because you didn't take a sack. And I get it. He's a backup QB. I don't blame Jarrett Stidham for the Broncos not going to the Super Bowl. It's just the lack of experience was going to show up. And what did we say all week last week? He can't make a catastrophic mistake. Unfortunately, he did. But still, your defense balled out. It looked like October. They played their best game they had played in months. Yep. Denver should be going to the Super Bowl. So I'll amend to I'm okay, not great.
Oh, okay.
Appreciate that.
Yes, of course. I got to pay this off because I've teased into it and we didn't get to it. Today had potential to be an important day in Denver sports, but it's not. If the initial 4-week timeline for Jokic held up, and I know they technically said reevaluated, I thought he was going to be ready to go at 4 weeks. I didn't think it was a serious injury. I thought my initial Dr. Bai diagnosis of the knee
you're the big doctor now.
was validated when he was back on the court working out. Like, the guy looked like he's ready to go. And I don't know if there was a setback. I hope not. But we get the news earlier that not only is Jokic not playing tonight against the Detroit Pistons, they're not going to reevaluate him for another week, which means Jokic is going to miss more meaningful games. And when I say meaningful, the Nuggets just went through the soft part of their schedule, so it actually kind of worked out. So the team was able to go 9-5 without him. But you have a really good Pistons team tonight. You have the reigning champion Oklahoma City Thunder on Sunday. You have at the Pistons on Tuesday, at the Knicks on Wednesday. So he'll probably miss most of those, and it stinks.
Yeah, and he can't win MVP now either, which is a huge bummer. I think we'd feel differently if he didn't get robbed twice in the last 5 years, and he was a 5-time winner. But I would have liked Jokic to earn his 4th this year. I think he probably would have, and now he's not going to play 65 games with that latest report from Shams Charania today. And I thought it was interesting that Shams said it. They're thinking about long-term. And I think as Nuggets fans, that makes us all feel better, right? They're not worried about him winning an MVP. They're worried about winning a title. And guess what? Oklahoma City has 10 losses. They are vulnerable, and it's very critical to me that you are the 2 or the 3 seed, so you keep them on the other side of the bracket for as long as possible. So I appreciate the Nuggets aren't rushing him back for individual awards. They are playing this cautious because they are focused on the bigger picture.
Maybe it's Jokic that's saying, hey, I don't want to be rushed back. Like, I don't care. A lot of times, like, you're working for Jokic, so you're like, man, we have to do our best to get him back in action so he can try to win an MVP. And maybe it's Jokic saying, guys, relax. All right, I don't need another MVP. I know what this team can be like if we all get healthy. Not just me, but the whole starting five can get healthy, but I need to be healthy. I'm not feeling it just yet. Let me take some time to really get back in action, to really get back in shape, and let's go from there.
Yeah. But here's the thing, too, and, it's not just Jokic. AG hurting his hamstring again. Yeah. Guys, that's a big deal. It was a calf turned hammy. Go back to the postseason last year. It was a calf turned hammy. And a soft tissue injury with a guy whose game is features so much athleticism, and playing with power, that's a real issue. Christian Brown, still out with that ankle sprain. He came back, and now he's back out again. Did not look good when he returned, mostly. And then Cam Johnson is still out with that bone bruise. I mean, this is a starter Jokic, a starter AG, a starter Christian Brown, a starter Cam Johnson, and then you have Jamal, who is listed on the injury report as well. Hamstring, left hip inflammation. Jonas Valanciunas on the injury report, probable, right calf. Payton Watson, right ankle and a left ankle.
How do you do that?
So this team is a bit snake bitten right now from an injury standpoint, William.
Oh yeah, it's disappointing, but it's also remarkable they're 9-5 without Nikola Jokic. I remember sitting here with you guys making predictions, and I think I told you they would go 4-14. Like, I will raise my hand. I was dead wrong about that. They've rallied, and they've rallied very well in the absence of their superstar. But at the same time, it's only sustainable for so long.
Yep.
You think about how many wins they've had that you're just sitting there going, I can't believe they won that game. Philly, Boston, even Milwaukee the other night when the Bucks woke up and rallied late. They need Jokic back, and they need him back in a big way. And again, I just go back to, it's hypercritical. You're the 2 or the 3. You really don't want to fall in that 4 or 5 of the bracket of the Western Conference.
No, absolutely not. This is a Pistons team that, look, if they get galvanized in a really meaningful way, they could win this game tonight. But I'm just telling you, I am not expecting them to win this game.
You're talking about the Nuggets.
Talking about the Denver Nuggets tonight.
I'm with you. I mean, that Pistons team, young, hungry, play great defense, has a superstar. I mean, they should be able to come in here knowing that, hey, if you let the Nuggets hang around, they'll find a way to beat you. So if they have the right mindset, they're going to probably beat the Nuggets tonight.
Yeah, it's a manpower issue. It's a manpower issue. What was your bigger takeaways today from the Broncos presser?
Yeah, really interesting. I mean, they're not going to make headlines like the Bills did. They're not going to break the internet because they handled it with professionalism, unlike Buffalo. But I thought 2 things stood out. One, Sean Payton talking about that 4th down call again. It's not so much he regretted going for it. It was the play call. And that's what I think is tough to swallow as a Broncos fan because they had the timeout. They used the timeout. And he still came out. And I rewatched that play like 10 times today. It never had a chance.
No, it's dead on arrival.
It never had a chance. So Sean admitting that, I thought he was humble today, which was good. And then also I thought George Payton talking about how Denver is now a destination. And it's a destination because of ownership. They are going to have cap space for the first time in a long time. Who are the splashiest guys they can sign? Like, if we're just dreaming super big, who's the splashiest free agent the Broncos can sign? I thought George Payton sort of hinted at today something big is coming in March.
Maybe George Pickens?
Do you want him, though?
Maybe A.J. Brown.
Do you want him, though?
Yeah, I don't know about either of those guys. But those guys' names have been floated out there of potentially on the move.
Yeah.
And Pickens is a free agent. Yeah, Pickens is a free agent. A.J. Brown under a big money contract. All right, man, we'll be back here at 2 o'clock. We have so much more to sift through with these Broncos. And we'll be reacting to a Nuggets game, looking ahead to Avs playing again tomorrow night for the first time since Sunday. So I look forward to tomorrow's show. We'll be back at 2 o'clock. That's it for us for now. Denver Sports Tonight coming up next.
The Broncos have fired offensive coordinator Joe Lombardi.
We take the next step today.
With a rising star like Davis Webb waiting in the wings, is Sean Payton clearing the path to keep his talented QB coach in Denver?
Denver Sports 104.3. The Fan.
Gentlemen, it's a new year. Okay? New year, new you. And in order for you to be the new you or the new version of yourself, you need to go in there and get your erectile dysfunction treated if you're dealing with that. Why? Because ED is an intimacy destroyer. And research shows that men can draw away from their partners when ED affects their sex life. The conditions can cause stress, anxiety, depression, and even worse, a man's partner can blame themselves when ED becomes the problem. But at Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic, they're here to help you out, and their treatments work when the pills and herbals fail you. They have treatments with success rates well over 90%. And some of these treatments that they have can have you last an hour or even more if you have that much stamina. All you have to do is schedule a consult with Rocky Mountain Men's Clinic today. Your initial visit is only $99, and that will include a medical consult with a Colorado licensed medical provider, AT and PSA test, and if medically advised, a test dose. And here's the thing, gentlemen, if the test dose does not work in the office, the visit is free. They also have 5 locations out there to serve you, so there are no excuses. All right, go get treated. You can go to Fort Collins, North Denver, Central Denver, Castle Rock, and Colorado Springs. So give them a call today at 720-440-7900 or visit RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com. That's RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
This message comes from Viking, committed to exploring the world in comfort. Journey through the heart of Europe on an elegant Viking longship with thoughtful service, destination-focused dining, and cultural enrichment on board and on shore. With small ships that bring travelers closer to the destination, there's more time to explore. And every Viking voyage is all-inclusive, with no children and no casinos. Discover more at Viking.com.
Welcome back to Winter Hack Radio, the place for clever hacks to survive the season. Icy driveway? Well, try spreading sand or birdseed to help